Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this fine Wednesday? Welcome to another Hangout with Astropreneur. My name is Liam. For those of you who do not know me and anyone new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and ding that bell so you get notified when I do go live. I have some stuff in the works that's coming in, so I'd like to bring them up. Hey, Zachary, how are you? So I already have some people hanging out in the background, and I'll do my greetings with everybody first, say hi to everybody, and then I'll go through the chat, and then I'll bring those guys in. So we have Non-Fam. First guy in as always. Hey, Non-Fam, how are you? And then we have Kieran Clark, all the way from down under. How are you, Kieran? Let's see who else. Everyone's competition. Hey, Ram Design. So you're working on VS Code. Nice. Hey, Louise, in the other room. How are you? Who else do we have? Hey, Thomas, Maker Viking. Stephen Poole, how are you? Hey, Betty, in the other room with Jerry. Non-Fam again. Maker Viking saying hi. Everyone's saying hi. Zachary 3D. Hey, Zach, how are you? If you want to come in and chat, I'll post a link in 2 minutes. If you want to come join us, you're more than welcome. Hey, Gary. Kieran saying hi to everybody out there. Sweet. Let's see what else is out there. Louise, Kieran. Who else is there? Hey, Zach, how are you? Sergio. Let's see. Hey, Dominic, how's life? Jerry, who's actually in the background, he's going to come in a moment. And Steven. So let me bring in Jerry first. Let's see. At the stream, and then I'm going to bring in Matt and sort this out so it looks better. Howdy, guys.
Hello. Hey. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
How's life treating all of you?
Yeah, real good.
Cool. So what are you all guys up to? I started with you last week. So, Jerry, you're up first. What are you up to?
Here's what I got currently working on.
Here, let me make it full screen so we can all see.
I rearranged my patio hobby room, my little room next to me, and I got my Comgrow Z1 laser burning a picture there. It's of Trevor and my wife and her mother when she went down back in July and met Trevor. I'm burning a picture to see how it comes out. You can go to the dollar store. They got these really cool little wooden frames on canvas, $1 a piece. So I bought like 5 or 6 of them. And then I got my DIY there, and then my K40, and then I got Sandy laying on the floor there, thinking about going outside or what she's going to do. So
she's saying, it's too hot. I'm not going out yet. It's
started rearranging my garage. I'm probably going to take my backup PC. I have in another room, put it in the garage, because so I can start streaming out there. I'm going to start working on my MPCNC. And this weekend, I might be picking up the Comgrow CNC they have on Amazon. I might be ordering that Friday, possibly.
Nice. And you don't know CNC, do you?
No, I've had my CNC and my MPCNC built for a year in a garage. I've never put firmware on it. I've never used it. I have a construction background, but I've never worked with a CNC. So,
Well, guys, I just posted a link to the stream. If you want to come in and join, click on that, and make sure you mute your YouTube before you come in. But click on that link after you're muting, you'll come in and join the conversation.
And over there behind me in the CR10 in the corner, I got Yosu filament. It's pink and red silk. I'm printing that spawn head at 500%. It's like 130 or 140 hour print. It'll be done sometime tomorrow. So I'll post a picture here in a little bit. It looks really good. Hey, Zach, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Zach.
Howdy.
Hey.
He's on the Red Bull now because last week he was asleep. So this week he's feeding the Red Bull or the Monster to try and stay awake.
Yeah, I'm out of Monsters. I don't have it in the fridge. Payday is Friday.
Monsters drink Monsters.
Monsters, good stuff. I like it myself.
But I do got my Navari cup here. It's got my face on it that Trevor made on his fiber laser, and that's what I'm currently drinking.
Well, you could actually do that on your diode laser if you go really slow, or on the CO2.
I took the same picture and I tried to edit it with different software, and I don't know how he got this exact design. So I talked to him, and his graphics guy did it. He says, Luban, you can do this in it also. I don't know how, but I couldn't trace it. I can't get this design.
Oh, you want to trace something?
I went to GIMP, the big GIMP and plug-in. I tried a couple different ways of making this image where it's got that outline so I could compare a diode to a fiber laser on the same type of
Can you make him bigger so I can see the picture? So you want to use Luban to... Yeah, I
saw. He mentioned Luban, but I put my image in Luban. It's like a 3D image. I don't know how I could how a trace feature would work of a picture.
Well, you can do it. You can do it in Lightburn. If you scan the image and then you negative the image, that will work. And then the bright part will become black, and that's what it will burn. So you could do that.
I was trying to get rid of the rest of the picture, just have the outline. So I went to Sicker Meal, and
you can do that now. You can do that in Lightburn as well. You can right click and you do trace, and it traces the outline.
Yeah, I traced it. I played with it, but it wasn't tracing the whole head. It wasn't tracing all of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was playing with the different settings on trace to try to get it to pop up, and I couldn't get it to look right.
Yeah.
Jerry, you were mentioning to get a CC milling machine from Congro?
Yeah, they sell them on Amazon. They just came out with not too long ago. I'm thinking about ordering one this weekend.
Yeah, the Robo.
The Robo?
Yeah.
I just did an unboxing and build of it.
Okay. How'd you like it?
It's my living room. I cannot use it at this moment, but
yeah, it'll make a mess everywhere. Gotta have the shop back, and so I'm straightening up my garage. I'll stick it out there with my MTC and C, which is 3 foot by 3 foot, and I'll take my computer out there.
But I do need to say it's a very decent machine. It's very rigid.
Yeah, the early beta versions had issues, but I've heard they fixed them. After the beta, so some of the beta versions were the really early versions, went out to beta testers.
The mounting bracket for the collar that holds the spindle appears to be all plastic on it, where when Ocher came out with theirs, it was aluminum plate, and this one appears to be plastic on the Comgro.
It's okay. The plastic's okay as long as you're not pushing it too fast through material.
Yeah.
It will hold. So your travel speed needs to be relevant to the material, right? Because if you overforce it, it's going to get some vibration. But it's so much plastic, it's not going to flex much. But the aluminum one, I think they'll probably come up with an aluminum upgrade as well, as my guess.
What would be the optimal speed for wood?
For pine, about 500 millimeters per minute. For a pine, if you're doing a flat cut, about 500 or 600, because that has a 10,000 RPM.
500 MMS.
No, it's not MMS. It's MMM. Millimeters per minute.
Meter. Yeah,
millimeters per minute is what it is. So it's about how is what the speed is. So you do it about 500 or 600, depending on what you're doing. Like if you're doing a rough cut, you can do it at about 500 or 600, maybe even 7. If you're doing fine detail, depending if you're using a V-bit, you can do it fairly fast, but I wouldn't go too fast because you're not going to meet much resistance. But the problem is it's the speed over quality. So if I would have won,
I wasn't awake this morning, as you guys know. I missed the giveaway. But if I would have won the Z1, the Comgo, since I already had one, I would have had it sent to Liam, and he would have got one anyway. So
rock on, man.
There's no reason for me to have two of the same thing. I don't need it. So the same with the Focus. I have a Focus printer. If I would have been there and won the Focus, which Matt won it, I would have sent it to somebody that I knew could use it.
Yeah, and congratulations, man, on the winning of the printer. The Focus.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, okay. Everyone's saying about the Focus being foldable and so on, and yes, it is. Besides that, it's not a bad little printer. It prints really well out of the box. There's a few design things I would change, but we've had that discussion, Jerry.
Yeah.
But overall, it's not a bad printer, but there is some design things they need to tweak. But it is their first printer.
I've seen a picture on their group where somebody posted a picture. He says, it looks like I had enough filament. It's like a quarter of an inch.
That was Gurdov.
Above stopping. But if you look at the picture, it looks like he took his nippers and cut the filament.
The end of the filament looks like that. At the end of the filament, it's cut like that too.
Yeah.
That's
he could have just cut it to say, hey, look what I did. Just have a picture to show.
See what happens with that machine if it's when you use it a lot. Let me go full screen here. Is this happens to the ribbon?
Oh wow,
they're loose.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because what's happening is the ribbon on the x-axis, where it's mounted on the x-axis, right, and where it's mounted to the head, they're not level. There's a slight difference in height.
What you said last week,
and that moving is doing this to the cable. Yeah.
When you put the new one on, can you line it up better?
Sorry?
Can you line it up better when you stick the new one on?
Nope.
Okay.
It's if they move either the mounting on the side of the Z upright where the cable plugs in down, or the one on the extruder up a little bit and had them level, it would be less of an issue, because that's creating a bit of a pull like that when you go far over to the right side of the printer. But other than that, it prints fine, and they actually did proper terminations on the cabling. They did most of the stuff right. They didn't get it all right, but they did most of it right, which I like. A lot of guys tin the cables and so on. They didn't. They have proper furls and everything.
I'm very curious. I'm going to get one this Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, it's not a bad machine. I said, just watch the ribbons. I've been doing a lot of Toys for Tots, and that printer was going non-stop every day, all day. After about 6 weeks, I had to replace that happened to my ribbon.
So 6 weeks long, every 24
all
hours?
day, every day for 6 weeks. Then that's what happened to the ribbon after that amount of time. But you do get spares.
So you
but only
have
2.
extensive. You use it very extensively. So
I burned it in. Oh boy, did I burn it in! I do that with all my printers. I do that with all my printers. Yeah, like Matt does 5-day lithophanes on his printers, right? Jerry does
longest print was 18.
3 or 4 day prints on his printers as well, big prints. So Jerry's going to tell our fortunes with his Ouija board. Look.
Yeah, took some MDF I had in the garage and some 3mm wood. I burned this with one pass, 120 speed, 100% power to burn out this little pointer. And then the board was 2,500 speed, 100% power, one pass.
Okay.
And that's MDF that I had in the garage.
So put it on the board and ask it. Ask it. Is Matt going to be a convert away from G-Tech printers?
Yeah, I already asked for a few things. And I did that this morning. I found it on the line.
That's cool.
I hit it a second time. I wasn't happy with the way it came out the first time. I wanted a little bit darker, so I went ahead and I hit it a second time.
But it looked good. It looks good.
And then I painted black over white on this Lauren Hardy, and it soaks up the paint quite easily when you paint canvas. So I might have had the paint too heavy or my settings wrong. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to. You can see Hardy is kind of dark.
Jerry?
Hey, it still looks
good.
Great.
Okay, what you could do, Jerry, try spray it with a lacquer, with a top coat, clear coat first, then spray black over it. That way, then the paint won't soak into the canvas.
Okay, and here's the one I just got done. It's Trevor from Navari 3D Printing, which you can't see his face too well. My wife and her mother.
That came out good. Some dark areas.
I had to play with the settings and light burn. I had to tweak the brightness and stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was going to burn too dark, and my paint might be too heavy, or anyway, but his face came out pretty dark. But other than that, it came out pretty good. And Dollar Tree, I couldn't believe it. I went to the Dollar Tree by my house. I wanted to buy some cutting boards, bamboo cutting boards, and they're out of stock everywhere for the next couple of days. And some lady said, I don't mean to eavesdrop, but they have them down the street a couple miles, this other location. So I zoomed down there, in which they didn't have them. They only had plastic. But then they had these little frames. And it's like, wow, these are really cool. They're wooden, they're canvas, and these are perfect what I want to do, $1 a piece. So for experimenting or, make them to sell, whatever, they're really cool.
And if you want to do some on the rotary, if you want to try some wine glasses, Dollar Store have wine glasses too.
Yeah, I bought wine glasses. They're very nice actually for $1. I got some.
They're heavy,
yeah. Yeah, they're great deal for $1. I bought 4 or 5 of those also. So anyway, just tinker around, different ideas, different things.
Actually, for $1, you get glasses like this.
Yeah,
they're good glass. And I have these for tests for playing with the laser as well. That's why I got these.
His head come out too dark though.
Cool.
There's a wife here.
Hi everybody, how are y'all?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey, Betty.
Is he being nice to you?
Yeah, I'm always nice.
Oh, he smacked him upside the head anyway.
He was here last week, man. I saw him across the head. That did not come out good.
Hey, Dennis.
Come on, Dennis.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh, by the way, Dennis,
Yes, sir.
I got your stickers.
Cool.
No.
Thank you, sir. I haven't built an enclosure for stuff to put them on yet, but I'll find a spot. Don't worry. I have Jerry's to go up there as well.
What?
I put all mine on an old file cabinet. So
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna put a sticker book so I don't lose them, and I always can have them with me. They only can increase in value when you guys die in the future.
What I do is like all my NASA stickers. They go. I have a case for my for one of my telescope mounts. It's a big, heavy duty case, and I put all my NASA stickers on that, like all the different various missions and stuff. So I need to find a good location for my stickers for 3D printing. Hey, Dan.
there's Dennis' sticker there. Here's where I keep all my stickers out I get from everybody.
I'm thinking actually about to make a sticker book, you know, just put them like this in the sticker book, like that's a picture, you know.
Yeah.
Randy, every time, typically when people send me stickers, a lot of times they'll send me two. I always give my wife one, and she keeps it in whatever kind of a book or whatever she has.
Because they only will increase in value, right?
What's that?
Oh yeah, Yeah, John is getting one of the pew pews as well, aren't you? You got one of the Z1s coming in, John.
I want another one.
Now I have a Z1 coming in, but it won't be till the mid next month. I was told it won't be till then.
Well, you currently have what, 3 diodes right now, plus your K40?
4.
Okay, you got, hey, John.
What's going on there, peeps?
Hey, tripod.
So you got 4 diodes plus your K40. Okay.
All right. Well, 4 diodes, but one of the diodes is on a printer.
Okay.
And it's actually a print head. You have to take off the existing print head and you put on a new print head, and it becomes a diode laser. That's the E-Cube maker, the toy DIY 2. That was about a year ago when I unboxed that one, I think.
Yeah, I've got that little bitty one from Comgrow. I'm doing nothing with it. Sits in a drawer.
Yeah, Karen, can't wait to get that M1 laser.
Yeah, the M1 looks like fun. If I could afford one, I would have jumped on that because their Kickstarter deal is a good price.
Make tripod big. Let's see what he's been printing there.
Yeah, sure.
Is that burned into it where you can feel the word lettering? Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 passes. Then, here, hold on.
You know, in the past they used to do it
do
with like a stamp almost.
Nice.
Oh, that looks cool.
But then,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, with Maddie, for her business, I said, let's try something. This will be in the video.
Oh yeah, it works great for stuff like that.
Christmas ball.
As long as what you're engraving is not too big, you can actually do it without a rotary.
What do you have,
so
a
that
towel
was
or
without the
something?
rotary.
You set that on a towel or what?
No, I mean, you just balance it on there. I have a video for my review. I wanted to do something different, so I...
A bit of crazy putty, a bit of silly putty underneath it and standing in one spot.
Yeah, I just kind of wedged it with the block here and then some other pieces of wood.
But some people, these ways, get a lump of silly putty, mold it into a shape, and then sit on the silly putty. It'll never move.
I bought a bunch of these wristbands off Amazon. They say COVID-19 vaccinated, but I built these up. They're just random bands I bought off Amazon, and I built them up on the back so it would hold the back of it more level. But when it's doing fill mode, your laser's jumping back and forth real fast, and this will jump out of that little roller.
But you can slow down the rotation speed. You can set a maximum speed in Lightburn to slow that down.
So one time I just had to hold my finger on it while it done its thing. Another time I wasn't watching it jumped out. But for normal burning, it does fine, and these help hold it.
Yeah.
So,
but you can inside in Lightburn, you can set the maximum speeds, and when you're doing rotary, slow it down. You should. Oh, that looks okay. Yeah.
I'm not happy. I wanted it to be darker there.
Well, you need to do you need either to go way slower or you need to do more than one pass.
When this one's upside down, it didn't look right.
Yeah, but I would recommend, Jerry, you go way slower.
Okay.
Don't do more than one. Well, you can do more than one pass, but the problem is with a rotary, the chance of getting back to the exact spot is questionable, right?
Well,
So you're better off to do it way slower, half your speed, but the outcome would be better.
yeah, that was the problem with the one that I engraved right there. Is I let it home, and then I redid the pass. And I noticed it more.
Here, let me bring you up and let me go back to full screen and pop you in there again. 1 second. There you go.
You can see what happened when it homed. It didn't go back to the original position. When I said, okay, let's just do another one. And then this one was 3 passes or 2 passes.
Yeah, either do multiple passes, but on something round, you're better off to slow it way down. And you do
this was
it in
at
one
60.
Pass.
It was at 60 millimeters.
Yeah,
Second.
but I'm just saying on a rotary device. So you don't want to do multiple passes because if it's even slip, I'm going to keep it there now just because you don't like it. Just because you don't like it, I'm going to keep it up there.
I'm going to do it. If I can handle the pain, I'm going to do a tattoo on the back of my wrist tomorrow. Anyway, I'm just joking.
No. Yeah, I do not recommend. I saw a guy doing that with a K40. Some Russian guy in Russia.
He was like, hey, watch this, guys.
He actually engraved on the back of his hand with a K40 laser.
Oh. So you want to see the garage there?
Yes. I thought you were working on it. When are you starting?
I am working on it. Does take a guy with one leg a little bit longer there, fellas.
The mess. It's hard to. Where am I going to put this? And I want to keep.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to throw.
The shelves
away.
are all torn down. That's what was on the shelves. So, and then there's an ATV buried in there that's taking up a lot of the floor space that we need to get back in the trailer.
How long does it take Rat Rig to respond? Jason's not here, so I'm not sure. I don't have one, and Tim is not here. Have you ordered your Rat Rig, John?
No.
So you got your M1 instead.
Okay, I got enough printers right now. I like to get it, but literally, I need to focus on. I got that other laser. It's not the fiber, but I want to see how good this this infrared laser is. So I'm not talking about the the Congo.
The M1, yeah,
the M1, and then I'm going to get there's another Kickstarter, which I'm afraid of spending all this money on Kickstarter, but it's called the ARC. It's a CNC plasma cutter.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that if you want to look that up, that looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, but that's only good if you're going to be cutting metal all the time.
Hey, Llama.
And
so Llama's asking, do you use the one leg excuse all the time? He says
he very rarely uses his disability as an excuse.
I'm just telling you what Llama says.
I have seen a couple other streamers that every other word is they're going on and on about it.
And the look of evil that's coming off John is worth every moment of it.
He's just messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Tom's excuse is for not getting shit done. Then.
Tom's excuse is because he's Llama.
I don't think I talk about
that's all the excuse in the world, right?
Yeah.
Who needs a disability when you're called Tom when you're Llama, right?
Exactly. That's disability in itself.
Yeah.
My sister posted on my timeline a picture of a guy standing on a ladder, and she said, "Now I know what the top step is for. Somewhere to rest his stomach." So it's kind of funny.
That's where my stump goes. So when I climb the ladder, that's where.
For balance.
Yep. Oh man, when I first go up and down the ladder, it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, let's go back up. But then my side starts hurting because I lean against the runs on the side with the side.
Yeah, all the pressure's on one side.
Hey, Dwayne, Dan, Dum Dum, Maker, Kira, and Tom.
Saying everybody, saying hi to everybody. Hey, Dwayne, how are you?
Dwayne is here.
So, what is your timeline for your garage then?
By the end of October.
That's not bad.
That's moving pretty quick. I
And
think.
that's only weekends works most of the time, right? In some evenings.
Well, I got to put drywall up, and then it's a slat wall, but it's got to be furred out. So
what are you using? 2x2s or what to further it out?
no, just 2x4s.
Oh, 2x4. Okay.
Because the slat wall, the only reason why I'm doing that is so just in case if I want, like with the TV and stuff, I could still put wires behind it and stuff. Not anything like, it's more like speaker wire or that type, because here in Illinois, land of rust and corruption, you have to have everything in conduit.
Kieran, you said the end of the month, the end of next month, but Kieran wants to know which year.
See, Kieran is good at catching that crap.
Yeah.
See, he reads between the lines of pretty well.
Hey, 1977, how you doing?
1977. How are you? You're new.
I don't recognize
the group
his name.
So, since you're new, please make sure you like, subscribe, and ding that bell while you're out there. Let's see. What was I saying? Next year from Murphy, we'll make a share like.
Then we could be a real tripod.
Oh.
Well, no. Then we're a biped. Sorry.
Do you know what you do?
We're a real biped.
You arrange to meet him at Murphin, and then we won't call it in when he goes missing. Okay, don't worry about it.
Well, I have a special project for Murph next year.
Thank
just
you.
In case of the conditions are the same.
Yeah, I hope not, because this year, even though I wasn't there, I saw the videos and we were talking to you there that it was bad.
It's still, this finger still isn't like not healed all the way. Still can't almost get it against my palm.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is any one of you guys in any competitions right now?
If it pops up, my name goes on it if I see it.
A three-legged race competition.
Well, I won the Z1 in the drawing last night.
Yeah, me the Focus.
And
I'm
Matt
hoping
won the Focus printer.
Yeah.
What Z1? Oh, you won it?
The Z1 laser, yeah. So I was talking with them about getting about sending me one, and I woke up this morning and I got a message saying, send me your contact details from somebody you didn't know, saying send me your information because you're the winner of the printer of the laser. And I went, wait, what? So I actually had to message some of the guys to make sure this person was real.
I didn't even ask for it. They sent it to me. The marketing person sent it to me and asked if I could do it. I said, sure, why not?
I get some of that. It doesn't always happen like that, but you got a lot more subscribers. So.
Jerry got
now one.
Jerry got my tracking number. They kept it hush hush.
Yeah.
He's like, he pings me like 2 weeks ago. He's like, they gave me a tracking number for somewhere in Illinois. Like,
oh, was that you?
Yeah, it was me. Mine.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
you got my tracking number.
Guys. I said it said delivered. It wasn't delivered. I didn't receive anything, and they checked and said, "Oh, it's coming," and I got it like 2 days later.
Jerry, okay, so everyone here, I usually don't broadcast what I'm working on until I start putting it on social media because I don't. Yeah. That means I'm committed to doing the review at that time. I started unboxing. I start to say, okay, now it's like I'm testing. Otherwise, I don't say what I have.
You should have privately told me. I don't tell people what's going on.
No, it's just because I didn't. It's just something I've done for the last year plus. It's like, then it's. I mean, everyone knows that I got the Focus, but I already told them that I won't have it ready for at least a month because it's just. I mean, you can send it now if you want, or you can send it to me in a month. I just won't have it. And then when Tim had his. And I'm like, oh man, we could have had 2 streams, see who could have it built to the fastest, and
yeah, that'd be fun.
People don't rewatch streams like that, though. It's a problem. It's best to tape it because people will rewatch a taped video when certain parts are sped up. When you live stream for a couple hours, you're not going to get views. So that's why I don't like doing live streams on building something. I can make a better video where I can speed up all the dumb parts, play music, whatever, and then talk about key things.
Well, let's go over to ask our 2 other guests. So we'll start with Zach, and then we'll come over to Dennis. Zach, what are you up to?
I was just checking on that what Jerry said about live streams and doing unboxings. My latest one was for the JG Maker.
Yeah, I was on
And
that with you. Yeah.
Within the last 48 hours, it was watched 5 times.
I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I've been busy with work all day.
Yeah.
So I watch yours. Everyone else's I never watch.
He
Taping
doesn't care
videos.
about the rest of us. He just watches
It
yours.
takes a lot more work and time to tape and edit videos and do that, as some of the people here know. But live streaming certain things, it's not good. I do hangouts and live streams, and I've done them for a year and a half or 2 years now. And I see my numbers, so I see what people watch and what people don't watch. And it's best to make a video about a product. You cut to the point, you get through all the chatter and just hanging out talking for 20 minutes or an hour, whatever, just gabbing. You're not getting to the point. People aren't learning anything.
Well, that goes to what I've said before, Jerry, is that when I do a live stream now, I want to keep it under an hour and a half to maybe even an hour for rewatchability. That's also why I cut those CR6 SE troubleshooting videos to an hour. So, and those are the
Some
last
things you can build in an hour, some things you can't. But yeah.
But with Focus, it's such an easy printer to knock down again and put back together.
Yeah.
I could do that video. I could do a live stream and that video, a build video. But to me, doing both, I'm just not interested in doing double the work, honestly.
Yeah. If I watch, for example, the Creality CR200B, that one is watched 8 times in the last 48 hours. So it's still it's happening still.
It depends on who if some followers like the detail, some people want is it good, is it bad, does it work, does it not work?
Yeah.
So it varies from person to person, I think.
I'm glad I left my thumbnail simple for ComGrow, for the rotary and for the Z1, because as you guys seen, they posted both my videos on their site. I'm happier than hell about it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Normally, I see these really monstrous, huge YouTubers and all their videos, and it's cool that I got recognized and they like it. So that's neat.
Did they post the link to your channel as well?
No, it just had both videos. But you can.
Oh, you should ask them to include a link on it with your channel.
I don't know if there is, but anyway,
ask them.
Anybody can ask around, say who's that guy who's that old guy in that video.
Yeah, but they don't. And since you're doing the video, you should say, guys, come on, I'm doing this. At least you could do it and put a link back to my channel.
And all the beginning of all my videos, hi, I'm Jerry from 3DHP. So anybody can hear that. You can figure it out. So
yeah.
But coming back to the question, Liam, where I'm working on, this is the GTEC A10T that was given by the 3D Printing Belgium. He used this one, but he gifted to me. And I printed a multicolor Banshee. It's still
nice.
It's not looking bad because the brim was printed in purple, the bow in gray, and some parts were printed in white. And I think it came out pretty well for the first print.
Did you have a purge block as well?
Yeah. Here.
That's not so bad.
So this is the chameleon I did, whatever this on that same printer.
Which printer? Oh, that I don't have one. I don't have any GTEC.
Yeah, it's I think after my review, they said I'm not working with tripod again. So
this is the Banshee that I printed as well. Just single color.
Yeah, white is bad.
It's not a.
But it's a pretty color.
White is nice in person, but on camera, you can't see any detail with white.
Yeah, on camera, look at John's head. He's pretty damn white. He looks all right.
Yeah, look at John's head. Yeah, very reflective.
But yeah, it's the quality of that print. Okay, it's like let's slap together a 3-color printer, but make it as cheap as possible. I mean, it prints, it does it, but the springs are horrible underneath. The extruders feel like they're gonna fall apart. It just, I don't know. But it does print, and I mean, it proves how nice this thing can print.
You need to get you and Matt need to get to talk, because Matt is G-Tech guru, because it's other than the ones he's won recently, that's all he has.
Is Matt the G-Tech whisperer?
Matt makes G-Tech print.
I want to hear from the ANET guy down there, Dennis. What's he been up to?
Yeah, Dennis.
Just recovered from my surgery. I need to get off my butt. I can't sit for very long yet, but I need to get that video on that one done. That's the hell one. I got it sitting here.
Nice.
Cool.
I got it up here. It's just a matter of getting where I think I can sit here long enough to do it. So, but getting better. Had my hernia surgery a week ago yesterday. So hanging out.
A few weeks recovery, and you'll be bouncing around the house again.
Probably. Hope so.
Well, good luck. Speedy recovery, I wish you.
Yeah, I did a ET5X video before the surgery, and then after the surgery, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should post that. And Jerry whined and said it was way too long. So I said, I'm old, I'm slow.
I didn't whine. I just said I watched you assemble the beginning, and then I skipped through it. I don't want to sit through a couple hours.
I said, there you go, Jerry, without falling asleep. What's the deal?
Ebb's Corner.
That's me. So.
Thank you for the stickers. I don't have any stickers.
Thank you.
I got some made, and I'm like, I need to send it out to at least people I get on streams with and stuff. So
yeah,
appreciate it.
I sent some to John too. And
yeah, I need to get. I'm going to think of changing my logo, and if I do, I'll then make some stickers up then. But
I think it only took 8 days to get to Matt. I thought that was pretty amazing.
Well, by the way, miracles.
Yeah, I received it 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I received it.
Yeah, but guys, miracles never cease. It finally happened. 3 months. The part arrived in Denmark and actually got into Rene's hands.
And it wasn't broke.
Right? 3 months.
Wow.
Damn.
A 3D print, a resin printed part took 3 months to get it delivered.
That's crazy.
In Denmark.
I actually offered him if I can print it for him and I send it to him for free. I make it for free, and he can basically just pay for the cost, because that cost maybe like 20 quid to send it over.
Yeah, he just paid for the shipping as well, but 3 months it took before to get there. I sent it in June. It arrived Saturday.
I took Kieran a month to get my stickers down in Africa from Las Vegas, Nevada, and then I sent some stickers to Jocko in Africa.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's got them yet or not. He's in chat.
Hey, Jocko. I didn't see him pop in. So yeah, it took 3 months to send to Denmark, and lo and behold, did you see what USPS announced today? They're going to make mail slower even again. They said they're going to slow it down. They're going to.
Why?
They said to ensure consistency, they're actually going to slow down the system. And on top of that, between now and Christmas, they're going to up the price.
And it's never going to go back down.
Well,
it never does go back down. No.
Yeah, screwed everything up. The regular mail service sucks here.
Oh, it's atrocious.
I actually talked to one of my mini mail people. They don't even have anybody assigned to this route. And they told me that they can't get anybody to work. They've actually done away with all the federal testing and everything that you've always had to do that. Basically, if you're willing to do it, carry a bag, they'll hire you. They're that.
Yeah, it's getting bad. They've said they're actually going to stop using planes to move stuff around the country. They're going to do it all by truck.
I've been in this house for 21 years where I'm living now, and I've always had a different mail carrier. They're not a regular route. It comes when it gets here, and there's always somebody different. It's like, come on, I've been here 21 years. Why isn't this on a regular route? I have a huge area around here. There's houses everywhere.
They're too busy gambling.
Yeah, it could be worse. I could be going house to house and for you guys.
There's a main mailbox 2 houses down that everybody's mail goes to.
That's why it's slowing down. They hired John.
Yeah.
Come on, stop working on the video, John.
As long as you don't expect John to deliver your 3D printer, because if they do, you'll have smoke.
Yeah. Ants, it'll help get rid of the ants.
Oh, by the way, I'm also I kind of got annoyed with Banggood today. I had an open ticket with them because they had to replace the main board of my printer of my CR10 Smart, or not so smart. They've been promising now for over 2 months to send me the replacement board. They have never done it. They say that it's out of stock. So I said to them, you have 2 choices. You get one shipped to me, or I'm going out on my YouTube channel and social media, and I'm advertising how bad your service is.
Yeah,
that's what I told them. I said I'm gonna blast you on YouTube, and I'm gonna like, they won't be called Bang Good. It'll be called Bang Bad, is what it'll be called. And I'm gonna blast them on social media because their support of product they ship is atrocious. So I'm gonna blast them on it. I told them I want to see it in the carrier's hands by Friday. If not Saturday, I'm gonna put together a video and I'm gonna blast you on it. I told them in writing I'm going to do it.
And they went,
oh
okay.
my!
He actually went offline and went to 4 different people at different times talking to them.
Remember this
when
camera?
I said that to him.
I couldn't get this camera to focus. I contacted the company thinking something was wrong with it, and they, I sent them a little video. Then was chatting back and forth on Amazon, and it wound up being in OBS. In OBS, I didn't have a couple settings checked, and a couple things I wasn't doing right with the camera. But once I fixed it, now it zooms in fine. So
it was an I/O problem, yeah?
It was an OBS. I didn't check this and that problem. Let me show you something here.
Yeah, an I/O problem.
See, there's Marlon.
Hairy arm.
See,
Well,
Jerry, you're not in IT, so you don't know what I mean by I/O problem.
Jerry, cover your thing.
Cover what?
Your address.
Your mail.
Move your camera.
Oh, it's fine.
It wasn't clear, but still.
I used to have my address on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm dropping everything.
When now? Tim is not here. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Tim is a dropper.
Here's some money here.
Well, I ordered something off Banggood, and it was supposed to be here in August, and now it's saying October 7th.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, I mean, it's the shipping. Those shipping container boats?
Yeah.
They're not docking. They're sitting there dropped anchor all around the shores of the U.S. Can't get anyone to unload them.
Yeah.
So.
They're short-staffed.
See, it focused it.
Yeah, very nice.
And I'm about 2 inches away from it.
You should do a video on that, Jerry, on the settings and stuff you had to fix since other people
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because it drove me nuts for a long time, and I thought it was a camera. But it was me, not the camera.
Tim started having problems last night on his stream with his, doing the same thing.
So that's why I said it's an I/O problem, Jerry.
Well, whenever I hit the button, you can see it readjust, so you know it's working right.
Yeah, guys, for the 19 people who are watching right now, please make sure you like and subscribe and ding that bell, please.
Yep, be a bell dinger.
I was going to say ring that bell, but I'm not going to sing that song. I want to keep my subscribers. I don't want to chase them away.
Anyway. Yeah,
I don't sing because I put the crows out of business.
Mentioning about this that's happened to me is the counterweight. It needs more weight on it. It has a circle here where you can set something, so I just need to set weight on it. That way, when you extend it way out, it doesn't want to tip over.
Get one of those 1 pound weights, the small 1 pound weights. You buy them in Play It Again Sports, one of those places where you can reuse it.
Yeah, I'll find something out there that'll work. But yeah, other than that, it works really good. I'm really happy with it.
Sweet.
And when I decided I wanted this, I was going to order one, and then I contacted the company. I went in and placed the order, contacted the company. I said I'll do a video on it, reviewed. If you'd like to send me one, they did. So for you guys out there that stream or you want different things that you might want to use, just contact the company in Amazon. Tell them who you are and what you do, just like you do with other products. And a lot of times they'll say, sure. So
you blew up 2 Ender2 main boards before and after and the third run, third time lucky you got it working. Yeah. How did you blow up 2 main boards? I would love to know.
I think
No, Jerry, I'm gonna leave you up.
I think he used the tripod way with the
That's usually
build plates.
that's the most proven way, Zach. It
Yeah.
really is.
He
What's
let
the
out the
official
90
way?
smoke.
Hey, I do have a question for Jerry. Did they just send you the roller without asking?
No, I had to ask.
Okay, I said, hey, and because as soon as they sent an email to review it, I said, hey, see they had the roller. Do you want me to do another video on that? And they're like, oh yeah.
I seen that they had one, so I instantly jumped on email and I started emailing and asking. So the only way to get anything is to ask.
Oh, you got 2 bad ones from the start. Oh, okay.
Which roller? Roller?
Oh, it's a rotary device for the Congo Z1. Yes, that one.
I'm trying to stay focused last
That's
night.
a tongue twister. The Congo Z1. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Ooh,
show there.
that is
It's a
nice.
really low profile rotary.
Which also can be used on the Robo.
Yes, the same one as using the Robo. It's the exact same one for the Robo, yeah?
Do I need to write now to Comgrow?
You should.
Well, if they
That's
send
what
it
you're
to
dealing
you,
with.
I'm going.
Did you get the laser head as well?
This is the 5,
Yeah, that came with with it, yeah?
but in the Kickstarter it says that you get both.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Here's a big one.
Here, there's a big rotary.
man, that's like eats up the whole space of your K40.
That's
If I cut out the bottom, I'll have to jack the K40 up and use this underneath it.
yeah. So what I'm thinking of doing with mine, Jerry, is actually getting some 2x4 to make in a frame, and put a piece of plywood underneath, and then put my laser on top of that, and then cut out the base.
Yeah. I'll just
Hey,
put a
SPC,
picture
how are
frame
you?
on it. SPC, hello.
Hey, SBC.
Yeah, Zach, I got the Comgrow 5-watt laser head I ordered off Amazon, and I put on my DIY printer, and then they sent me the Comgo, which has the same one on it. They both work great, but now that I have one, I'm not using another one much.
Yeah.
The Comgo is built really solid. It's easy to assemble. It's nice getting something that works out of the box for
I've had zero problems with
For
it.
the chains.
The software dum for a laser. Most people you can use laser GRBL, laser Gerbil, or you can use you can pay the $70 and go with Lightburn.
I need a new chair. The one I'm sitting in is breaking down because I'm fat. There, I got a button for that. Oh, it was late. Anyway, I'm going to contact somebody on Amazon. I'll find a good looking chair, and I'll say, hey, would you like me to review it? Here's what I do, and maybe I can get me a free chair to review.
Yeah, I went to use that laser Gerber thing on here. I was like, it's just garbage.
I don't know. I've used it. I prefer Lightburn, but I've used it, and it's okay.
As soon as I went to Lightburn, it was just easy. I mean, I never even used any, except for that little piece of crap one that's built off of CD-ROM drives. I've never used an engraver.
You can use Lightburn on. Oh, by the way, Zach, if you're just doing text, you can use Lightburn to control the CNC as well.
I'm already on it here. I was like, okay, what is it?
Neri's done a video, Zach. Neri's done a video on that CNC. And last night late, I'm in the bedroom laying in bed watching different CNC videos, and I came across Neri's live stream on it, and I guess it ran for 3 or 4 hours. He never did get it working right, and he just gave up on the live stream of it.
Well, no. What happened on
the stream.
Chris's one?
Yeah, I was.
When his x-axis was moving, and in the inserts inside the x-axis, you have the bearings that moves on the rail. The bearing came out, so he couldn't use it after. And that was one of the really early versions.
Yeah, the coupler was only pressure fit, and they used a electrical tape in it around it to make it more snug.
Yeah, they wrapped it with electrical tape and pushed it in.
That was pretty hokey.
Well, that was a very early beta version. I think they got one of the engineers.
I mean, the ComGrow should have said
Big
that
Mike.
that was a beta unit.
Yeah.
Wow, $1,200 for
He
how
spent a
long
lot
ago
of
was
time
that,
on
Big
it.
Mike?
What are you doing? Are you like using it to engrave logs?
Yeah, I got an idea.
It's about time.
I think Big Mike works as a Home Depot guy. He works for Home Depot, I'm pretty sure.
All right, yeah. But it's so you're looking at
you notice John said he had an idea, and then he starts looking around because he lost it.
He lost it.
Yeah, see, Dennis got it. Man, you guys are a little slow. Dennis was right on top of that one.
I'm trying to watch chat and do everything else as well, so a little
But-
busy.
Lightburn is a Bates program.
Yeah, it's free for 30 days, and then it's
Yeah.
But
It's like
it could operate
$45.
more than one machine. It's got profiles, so you
Two.
plug it in.
But
and
I have
it-
just one machine, so
Yeah, I did have a problem with it. It wasn't detecting it. So it finished the engraving, and it's like it says wait, unable to waiting for connection. I checked everything. It was like okay, the device manager showed that the port was there.
You're right-clicking devices.
You're echoing, John.
No, you are.
Somebody's echoing.
This is going to be a he said, she said now, is it?
it ain't me.
Nope.
So no, if it doesn't find the port properly, if you right-click on devices, it actually goes off and does a reinitialization of the ports.
That's fantastic.
Is that what you did?
Problem is. So it was. I had to uninstall and reinstall the application.
I haven't had
Because
that happen.
Yeah, it would not detect any of the settings. Okay, maybe I would go off and back on to see if it's me or not. Or everyone mute and then see if I hear the echo.
The Roto Boss. Okay.
Not from me. I'm wearing headphones.
Hello? Hello? Not me.
No, somebody else.
Yep.
But no, but it's easy software to use. Lightburn is very easy to use.
Yeah, it is. It and everyone was like, "Oh, did you check how fast this is traveling?" Because like no, it's 100 millimeters per second.
This says Roto Boss Jr. Is this
So
the one
what
that
you have
Big
there
Mike?
is like that.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It's
Does
worthwhile if you're making money out of it. It's worthwhile to buy something like that. If you're making like different types of cups and so on all the time in the laser, then it's financially viable. John's looking for his idea again.
No, I gotta pack up for tomorrow to go into work. So.
Oh yeah.
Where are you going?
To work.
Oh.
That 34 letter
Sorry
word.
to hear that.
I know.
I'd love to be able to go into work.
I miss going in. I mean, it's because I send emails out to all the whole agency and no one ever responds.
I go to work every day. I wake up, I hit the living room, drink some coffee, watch YouTube. Then after about a half hour, I get up and come in here for the rest of the day.
Well, where I'm sitting, this has been my workspace for 6 years. I've been in this house, and 4 years prior to that, I've been working from home for 10 years. So
never left the house, huh?
No, then they don't let me out very often.
Yes, what we call that is a human zoo.
Kind of.
Do they put you on the leash?
No.
No, he didn't want to tell you that he actually has a ankle bracelet he wears, and he's on.
You're not supposed to tell people about that.
You got some nice fine jewelry, huh?
I do, yeah.
No. That fine jewelry is issued by
the police.
the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I ever since I left automotive, the job I changed to has been all remote work, and it has been remote work for. So I'm with the company for the last 10 years now, and so I've been working out at home for 10 years. I've been to the office, the actual company office, about 5 or 6 times in 10 years.
Wow.
That's it. I've been to other big events, like in Vegas and stuff like that, and I've been to events in because we hold big sales events and so on in the conference centers at the hotels in Vegas a few times. I haven't done it now in the last couple of years, but we have done it in the past, and I used to go out to those. I'd be there for a week, but they haven't done it in a long time now. So,
Well, if you ever do it again, let me know and I'll come say hey.
oh, don't worry. If they ever do and I'm in town, I'll let you know.
He's gonna camp out on your couch.
No, but yeah, so they do. We used to do that a lot because big companies do that an awful lot. But they've kind of pared back a lot. Doing that now in the last few years, and especially now, there's nothing going on like that.
If people come to Vegas, the last place they want to do is to stay at somebody's house. There's so many things to do in Vegas.
Thanks,
you
Karen.
want to enjoy it and be out. So, yeah.
You know, the one thing I like about Vegas when I'm there is they have a big selection of places to eat.
Yeah.
Every night you can go to a completely different place for food.
Everybody's got a buffet. I mean, there's awesome food everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not a buffet eater. I'm not a big person for a buffet because I don't eat a lot. So the amount of money I'd pay in a buffet would be wasted.
Yeah.
The thing I hated was when they closed the paddle wheel, because you could go in there and get all you could eat crab legs and all you could eat ribs.
Yeah, that was over by Circus on
it was Drive. That place was awesome.
And then what's her name bought it?
They were good crab legs.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the MGM.
Princess Leia's mother, what's her name? She bought the paddle wheel years ago.
Mom.
Yeah. Somebody in chat will pop it up.
Why do we have him here again? Mom.
When I first moved to Vegas, my first job was at the Hacienda, which was the casino furthest south on the strip, and that they did the ball
next
drop
to the Luxor.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's Mandalay Bay.
Yeah. They tore it all down. They did it live on TV and all that. It was kind of sad. It was
I was there at that time when they took it down. Mm-hmm. I actually stayed a week before. You could rent a room for like £5 a night, and you get like room service for like another extra £10, I think, and you had like unlimited burgers and chips and what you can get or whatever you fancied, you know.
Yeah, so, I met Red Fox there. He was playing. Really cool guy. It was a really nice acquaintance.
I spent a lot of time in MGM and at the Wynn.
Yeah.
And at the what's the other big new one? The big one, the Aria. They're the hotel I spent a lot of time in when I was down there because
I was on MGM for 3.5 years. Worked when they built all the towers. I ran the core drilling crew that drilled all the holes in the concrete slabs, precast, and all the towers going all the way up. Me and 8 other guys drilled over 80,000 holes.
That's a lot of work.
The Hacienda used to have the National Nudist Convention, and they had to wear clothes if they got out on the floor, but you go off into the wings. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
Sorry, I was
doors open. It was wild.
We don't care, John.
I know you don't. That's why you constantly get interrupted.
He was Googling looking for that idea.
No, it was Chicago Bears are moving to the suburbs by where I live. So they said basically gave Lori Lightfoot of Chicago the bird and said, we're out of here.
Wow. Does that mean your property value will go up?
Well, no. Well, so here's the Soldier Field is owned by the Chicagoland Park District. It's one of the few stadiums in the league that's not owned by, either the team or, the city or endorsed by a co-endorsement, right? Mm-hmm. With a major brand. Like, you have like Guaranteed Low Rate, Wrigley Field, names, AT&T Stadium, Ford Field, right? So there is a racetrack in Arlington Heights by me that the family is looking to sell off because it's 326 acres. It has hotels everywhere around it, access to the highway in multiple directions. The commuter rail drops off right in front. There's no other piece of land like it. And the city of Chicago renovated Soldier Field like almost 20 years ago, or less than 20 years, say 15, 17 years ago. And when they renovated it, they gutted it because they wanted to keep the historical status. Okay. But when they gutted it and rebuilt it, they wound up losing 5,000 seats because they put more box seats in. So now it's the smallest stadium in the league, and they lost historical landmark status because they renovated too much. So only the city of Chicago could F up that much on a renovation.
Wow.
And you can only get in and out of that place off of Lakeshore Drive. It's a huge bottleneck. The only good thing about it is the Goodyear blimp could have good vantage point. Otherwise, I mean, it's great looking location. It's a very nice area, but foot traffic and driving traffic is absolutely horrendous. So you were so Dum Dum. I think it was like 17 years ago. I don't know, but it's a beautiful stadium. I've been literally. I had tours of it. I got almost all my autographs when Bears were signing there. I've been all over that stadium, inside and out, and it is beautiful. But it's just too small now. It's not what I mean. Now, if they go with a dome, most likely they will. They could actually lease it out to other events. But it's a great looking stadium. Don't get me wrong, but Chicago messed it up with the redesign.
Well, now we know it's Dum Dum Dev's fault.
Yeah, because he was there.
Yeah, you can't blame me on this one.
He did.
Yeah.
Here, guys. That's what I've been doing. It's not finished painting yet,
that's cool.
but
Let me bring it up. 1 second. Let me bring it up full screen. Share.
it's a piranha plant. I still have to paint the dots white. I have to paint the inside still. No, those are not eyes. They're actually all over.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's from Mario, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
At first, I was
exactly.
like, I thought it was from.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, but then,
That's exactly
then
what I
saw
thought the first time I saw it too.
Pieces. So I have to glue it also together once I finish painting. And my idea is I want to get the stamp printed out in emerald green resin, and then the head in red resin, and the bottom probably in white, and I just paint it brown, whatever I need it for, So, and
more lithophane.
yeah.
Does it play music?
No.
Yeah, you should put a nano on that with a speaker, and let it play music.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, the music for the I was telling you about the physics experiment that I do that shows the flames dancing to music. I was telling you that I did it for an astronomy event last weekend. So I set up in my garage and I showed them, and it went over really well. It's a cool display. But the digital music for Tetris and for Super Mario and all those, because of the way the tones are digital, it actually plays really well on this, and the flames dance perfectly to it. It looks really good.
It's way more exciting than my trash can. Everybody I know wants one now. Yeah.
Well, see, John has one too. No, see, he's got a trash can. John's got a recycle bin.
Oh, this is
pretty good. Yeah. Everybody wants one. I did one, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to have one of those." And then somebody up at work saw it. And now I've got 52 people at work go, "I need that for paper clips. Make me one."
Yeah. Well, you can't pay for me for the filament.
Exactly.
Matt was trying to kick me off of Kaiwu this morning.
Shame on
He
you.
was being very aggressive. I mean, if I win something on there, I always say just do it again. I purposely said the wrong temperature nozzle, but yeah, Matt was like, "I want filament. Get out of here, tripod."
That's my filament. Yeah.
Winning.
And you took it?
No.
Good man.
No. I didn't win anything.
No, I mean the abuse from Matt. You took it.
Oh well, it's Matt. I mean, it's like, you sneeze and you got booger on your hand and you just wipe it off.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's a bad burn.
You ever eat French fries and you have to sneeze? Man, that's nasty. You sneeze into your hand, you got French fries everywhere.
No.
Well, on that,
If I did, I wouldn't talk about it on a stream, Jerry.
I wouldn't advertise it.
I got to figure out what else I'm going to throw on this laser engraver.
She's do some photographs.
I already did my logo.
You know, with my focus, what I win, I do have to wait till they ship them, till they become available here in England, because right now they're only available in Europe, because England is not anymore in the European Union.
I know.
They can't ship in here, and I'm like, oh.
You didn't realize how big that party was when the day that happened.
It's all on the same continent, right?
No, yeah, but see, well, no, England is an island off. It's part of the European mainland continent, I suppose it is. But they've no longer part of the EU.
Could you imagine if the United States was broke up into separate countries? That would be a mess.
It is. That's why you would still have Canada.
The country of Texas, California, Utah, New York, everything is separate.
And Mexico, don't forget.
Yeah, that's why you still have Canada and Mexico, because it's still broken up. The continent is. But since the UK left, they are having fuel shortages. They're having food shortages. They're having taxes go through the roof. People are queuing up at gas stations trying to get gas for the cars.
All right,
it's gone
guys.
Crazy.
I paid for this when this first started buying this for £33. Now it's up to £45 to £48 a bottle.
Welcome to independence. I'm sorry, but that's what they wanted. That's what they got.
I did see some other resins for like £35 a kilo, but not sure. I have to keep looking for it, because some people still offer some old prices, but I don't know. They say it's like expired, No,
you should look online. A lot of the suppliers, you should follow them on Facebook, because they offer special deals every now and again, and you'll get some really good deals. That's what you need to do. That's the best way to get it.
Yeah, I'm following right now. Any cubic.
Are you leaving, John?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop, guys.
So all right, thanks for dropping in.
Take care, John.
Because I got an idea.
Another bright idea.
There's his idea right above his head.
Now look down, see if it's there still.
No, that's what you need to confirm all the time, Liam, not me.
Nice.
I'll troll in the chat, guys. Later.
Take care, man.
Big Mike. The problem I was having with it, I contacted the company about getting it replaced, was in OBS. I had a couple things I had to change, and I finally got it working right. I showed here on the stream a little bit ago. It focuses perfectly fine now. It was my error in OBS, but the camera works great, and I'm glad you say your grandson got one. He loves it. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it really works great. Love the little camera.
Try not to do any more Freddy parts.
Oh my god!
Yeah, see, it's the three people I actually give people a hard time on streams. It's Kieran Clark, John Tripods Garage, and when I'm on there with the three of them, the three of us have a lot of fun making fun, especially on DeWitt Tim's stream on Sunday night. Oh, we give him a really hard time on Sunday night on his stream. We should all actually do it to you, Zach. We should all jump in your stream and give you a hard time.
Yeah, why?
Why?
To feel the love.
It's sharing the love. It's for fun.
Well, you got to get to know a person real well to know where you can go with it and where you can't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, like we say, did you use the right screw for that? Or did you use the right Allen key to do your laser engraver, or
Well, you
something like
seen
that.
Tim's stream last night? His print, right? When he had a close up on it on the focus printer.
Mhm.
I didn't see the stream
Yeah.
last night.
He had a
no.
close up on a camera, and I said, I don't want to say what that looks like, but it's printing good. I mean, I'm still not going to say what it looked like, but halfway up, he had two round things printing here. Then he had straight supports in the middle. So anyway,
I didn't see his stream last night. I was actually in the middle of doing something else. I'm making a new stand for my mailbox. My mailbox stand outside has gotten bad, so I bought the posts and I've made the stand now. So on that Saturday after we get our mail delivered, because my mailbox is a double, mine and my neighbors we share. So I built a stand, and Saturday after we get our mail delivered, I'm going to take down the old mailbox, put this in place, and then take the mailbox to there, sand them all off, and spray them black and
is it a
recover them.
4x4 post that went rotten?
No, it's just looks old and dated, and it's the cap, the topper is cracked. So I 3D printed a new topper for it.
Cracked, so why change it?
Sorry?
You're old and dated and cracked, so.
Oh.
Thanks, Jerry.
We're all getting.
Well, but it needs to be replaced. It just doesn't look good. So this one, I bought some new 4x4 red cedar posts.
You didn't 3D print it?
I did 3D print a topper for it, a new topper. Okay. I 3D printed that.
We'd have to disown you if you didn't.
I know, and I wasn't going to buy a topper, so I decided to 3D print one. But 10 to 20 times more PT plastic than baby.
Hey, but I'm going to bed. It's past 2:00 in the morning, so.
Come on, Matt.
You have a good night.
See you.
All right, Matt.
See you, Matt.
I'm not going.
See you in a half hour, Matt.
Take care. So no, Mike, I did not get the new shuttle Discovery set. No, I did not. I don't get. I'm not a big. Sounds like its owner, old and cracked. I know, Kieran. I know. No, I'm not a big into getting the Legos and stuff. I like 3D printing stuff. I got the NASA. I got this one because of its significance about actually getting to the moon, right? But I am not I'm not a collector of all Legos. Now that's Rene's big thing. Legos is his thing. He probably has it. If he hasn't, if there's a new one, he's probably planning to get it already. Knowing Rene.
He got thousands of pounds worth of Lego.
Oh, he's got stacks and boxes of it up to the ceiling in the house.
He must be a multi-millionaire. He can buy a house probably with all the Legos
he did buy a house. That's what he's actually moved in there a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I know. A 5-bedroom or something.
I don't know.
I mean, he's doing pretty well. I'm happy for him, especially with the Lego. I mean, his kid will adore him.
Yes, it is.
Y'all were laughing last night. Matt said he was going to bed, and I said, I'll see you in about 30 minutes. And sure enough, about 30 minutes later, he showed back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
couldn't
part
sleep.
Vampire.
No. It's just part of my condition. I go to sleep and I have a nightmare, and I wake up and I'm totally awake for a couple more hours.
What's your nightmare about?
Not getting blood because he's really a vampire. I like my explanation better than his.
It's horrific stuff. People die, and I just want to.
So you're dreaming about watching the news then?
No.
I
wish.
No.
Watching the news. No.
Let's just say Matt has experienced some really bad
environments, yeah,
in his past. I don't know all the details on that, and that's fine. But I know it's post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, PTSD.
And he's a vampire.
Yeah. No, but I like Dennis's one about him being a vampire. That's way better. You should go with that more often.
That's what I keep trying to push at him.
Yeah, you should tell people I don't sleep at night because I'm a vampire.
Yep, because we really don't see him that often during our daytime. So.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, so I think we're going to go with the vampire. Yep. You have to go with that in the future. So if anybody asks you in future why you don't sleep, you say, oh, because I'm a vampire.
Yep.
You should.
Man has nightmares of 3D printers making him work.
No, he has not. Matt has nightmares of waking up to spaghetti on his 3D printer, and his lithophane failing.
Yeah, sure. I can handle that. I'd rather have that. So,
but yeah, the so guys, let me paste out the link there. See if anyone wants to come in and join. The link is there in chat if you want to come join.
Oh man, now Sergio is going to join.
Sergio might join. Sergio's well. You're always welcome. You know he is. Actually, that was good timing. Just after Sergio's comment, I know he's online then. And there goes the neighborhood.
Oh,
open the gate.
Wow.
Quick, close it again. Keep him out.
the gate of hell has opened.
Hey, Vincent.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, Vincent.
Hey.
Hello.
It's late for you. You're in the Netherlands. It's really late for you.
Yeah, it's
You're the same time zone as Matt.
2:15 in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's in the same time zone as Matt.
No, 1:15 in the morning. I have.
Oh, he's 2:15, so it's even later. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I thought the Netherlands is right by the UK time zone wise.
Yeah, I'm always like I'm the same as Matt. I'm a vampire.
See,
You see,
Matt?
that's what you go with.
Yeah.
It worked.
That's always your answer.
No, I'm working on my driver's license and stuff, and I have to learn at night because my son is awake all day, coming over every 5 seconds when I'm learning, and driver's license costs so much money these days. I paid about 3,000 euros for it. So
is that for driving a car or a truck?
A car.
3,000 euros to learn to drive a car?
Yeah. So expensive.
Damn. Here's what you do. Practice, get on a boat, go to some other country in Europe, like Germany or France or whatever, get a driver's license there, then go back to the Netherlands, and then you trade in your license for a Netherlands license.
Yeah, I know they did that before, but there's a law a couple of years ago. If you do that, you have to wait for 5 years before you can change out your driver's license.
Doesn't matter. You can still drive in your foreign license then while you're there.
Yeah, but you need
okay.
A car with a license from another country. Otherwise, you're allowed to drive like 2 months in a rental car or before.
They have to allow you, because if you move back there and you drive with a foreign license, they have to. You can't say you can't drive for 5 years.
Yeah.
They have a rule saying you have to be there 5 years before you do the switch. That means they need to give you a permit to drive on your foreign license until the 5 years have elapsed.
Yeah, I already paid everything, so I'm working on it.
It ends up costing more.
Do you know how much it cost me for my driver's license in Ireland?
Nope.
It cost me
2 chickens and a goat.
No. That was for my license here in the US.
And some whiskey, probably.
No, it cost
oh my
me
God.
60,
You forgot the
60
milkmaid.
euro. Or no, 60 Irish pound back then, which is about 80 euro, and that's it.
But how long ago was that?
Well, that's a long time ago.
Exactly.
Years ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's not that. It's not that. We don't have to. We don't do all the stuff that you do.
Yeah, the prices went up so bad, and also I've got a problem with learning from books. So I have to learn it with audio and visual videos. Otherwise, I will not learn it.
Okay.
So that's why I pay a lot more than somebody else.
Also, it's the theory is what's is hard for you. It's the expensive part.
The driving itself, that's no problem. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've had my driver's license a long time.
Yeah, they make them learn how to like power slide and control under freaking ice if you start losing control.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
Jesse.
Freaking the U.S. They're like, here, can you go around the
Jesse.
corner without hitting anything? Great, here's your license.
No, well, I did 2 licenses in Ireland. I did my normal driver's license, but I also went and even though I'd never done any driving courses before my normal license, I actually went on a 6 weeks training course for advanced driving, which actually teaches you and trains you to do high speed driving in a car. And in all conditions, it's designed for high-end chauffeurs and so on. So you learn to drive as a getaway car if you're driving a VIP. And I know the guy who actually ran the business, and so I went and did the 6 week training course, and I got my advanced driver's license with them.
Okay.
So I have a license to do in Ireland anyway. I have a license to do high-speed driving. In certain situations, obviously, there's rules around it, but I have one of those licenses. But it's a 6 weeks training course. They do like 80 miles or 90 miles an hour on really bad windy country roads, and taking corners wide so you can see what's coming around and all this kind of stuff. They have a whole series of training
in the country here.
Sorry.
We don't have to pay for that here. That's just normal driving.
They're just driving the highway.
Drive here.
Yeah.
Where are you, Dennis?
Power slides. I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, well, that's every day in Oklahoma.
Exactly.
That's kind of every day here in Connecticut too.
Yeah.
You're on a highway and you're doing 65. You're
Isn't Oklahoma the big country or something like that?
If you're on a highway and you're doing 65 here, you're driving slow. If you're in Germany and you're doing 65 on the highway, they'd pull you over for driving too slow. Like on the Autobahn, they have 2 speed limits. The high one
and minimum.
The low one is the slowest you're allowed to go. So if you drive if it says, let's say 70 kilometers per hour, or 120 kilometers per hour. If you're on the Autobahn and the sign is up, says 120, and then there's a circle with a black line through it above it, like a black circle with a line through it. The black circle with the line through it says no speed limit. The restrictions are lifted, but the one below it that actually has a number on it is the minimum speed you're allowed to go. If you go below that speed, you get pulled off the road for dangerous driving.
I need to get taken off, guys.
Oh, so, okay, Jerry.
Have a great stream, and everybody in chat, take care. Everybody here, take care. I'll see you,
Jerry.
Take care.
So Matt was printing from Kumamats was printing one of those characters from Batteries Not Included, and I was tinkering around with the eyes, and I found,
let me bring you up.
I found 10 millimeters red LEDs. So I'm making a new one and trying to do a switch in the battery in it, so the eyes will light up.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you should try and make this here. Consider making the feet a little bit, and put a small motor in there.
Yeah.
So, and if you have a weight on the motor that's off center, as it moves, it'll hop and move along the table.
Yeah, that's a cool.
Because if you have a spinning wheel on the motor that's off center, that will create a momentum and actually cause it to jump a little bit.
Okay. And also, I was working with my son on the lunchbox controller for his model rockets. So we printed the outside case already and got the parts in.
So what type of rockets do you launch?
I've got a couple of them here. Take a look. Take a look. It's still the starter's kit because he's just starting.
Or you're using the pre-made rocket, the pre-made
engine? Yeah, for now because he's still learning and he's basically got the attention span of a peanut. Like it's just 10 minutes and he's done.
All young kids are like that.
Yeah. 5 seconds later, he's on his YouTube again. This one is S Alpha 3. That's a small one.
But it's using the smaller rocket engines is what it's using.
Yeah, because we are not allowed to shoot bigger than a D motor without any license or You have to be on a special place, and it's only 2 times a year here in the Netherlands to shoot bigger rockets.
Oh, okay.
And also, you need to get a license for that.
Well, as long as you're not in a lot of cases in the States, as long as you stay below a certain altitude, you can do heavier equipment.
That's the thing here. You're not allowed to shoot, if I'm correct, above 400 meters, I think.
That's not bad. 1,200 feet is not bad.
Yeah, but if you buy the one with the stage 3 rockets and you shoot it up, it's going about 900 meters high. So that's not gonna work. And also, I'm not allowed to fly here because I live near an airport.
Ah, well, yeah.
I can see Tom leaning back, thinking the same thing I am. We can do whatever we want to if we don't get caught.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, and those small rockets
until you get caught.
Yeah.
Well, those small rockets will not show up on radar.
Yeah, just don't advertise it.
Yeah, and so I bought the parts from them, bought a couple of switches, a voltmeter, and you need to learn how to solder. And so I bought these switches.
Oh, okay, nice. Joe, how I used to launch mine? I'd get 2 wires and I'd just go across. I just tap them together. That was my launch system.
Yeah.
No switches. Just tap the wires together.
I bought a big roll of Fisco fuse, 3 millimeters thick, but it doesn't fit in the engines. And about 1,000 meters on a roll or something. And basically, I found out a couple of months ago that we're not allowed to have those rolls in the house.
Yeah. 1 second.
We used to take the rocket engines and fill the top of them. There's always a void with black powder. You take some tissue paper and you put it on, and then some Elmer's glue, and you cap it off and let it dry overnight. Launch that puppy off.
Wow. Yeah.
It go boom.
We cannot get any.
It go really big
difficult.
boom up in the air, and black powder makes like a big smoke cloud too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's very difficult to get the black powder stuff here. It's
black powder.
So difficult.
You walk in, you don't even need a gun license to get black powder here. You can walk right in. Go buy a pound of it if you want.
You need even for airsoft, you need a special license here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had one before because they look too much like a real weapon, so you need a special license, and they check you at the police station and everything. And if you got caught by the police in less than 10 years, you would never get a license.
But that's kind of weird because the most an airsoft weapon will do is give you a really bad sting, unless you're using the metal pellets, and even then, they just give you bad welts.
Yeah, the problem is they look like a real gun.
I can buy a 50 cal BCP without any license, and you can shoot somebody with it, and he dies straight away. And an airsoft, you need a license. It's highly restricted. Yeah. So that's why I stopped
here in
playing
the
airsoft.
States. It depends on the states, but you can buy in most states you can buy a weapon over the counter.
Mm-hmm.
There are restrictions on what you can and can't get. Certain things you can't buy like that. And as long as you do not conceal it, it's legal. It's when you conceal it is when you need permits.
Okay. Yeah.
So like you can walk down the street with a shotgun over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Sorry?
It's the same with hunting. If you want to go hunting with small game like rabbits or birds, you need a special license, and it's very difficult to get something like that. Because
here
we've got a lot of problem with pigeons here, and every 5 months I have to clean out everything. And I'm like, I want to kill somebody, but if you do that, well, you get jail time for it.
Wow.
They're so strict here. It's not even funny.
Yeah, but pigeons are a nuisance.
Yeah, and that's why I want to move out of the Netherlands. I've been
no. What you need? Do you need a license for a fork sling?
What's that?
Rubber bands on a thing you
like a catapult. No,
yeah.
you're not allowed.
Yeah, sling.
You're not allowed them?
No.
God, my half of my childhood just disappeared if I can go and play with those. I grew up playing with those.
No, if you get one here, you will not get a fine, but the police will take it from you.
We used to make them. We used to go out and cut pieces, cut the fork off branches in the tree and make them. My dad showed me how to make them.
I use them to shoot food in the river for fishing spots.
Yeah. What we used to do is old leather shoes.
Yeah.
The tongues out of the old leather shoes are ideal for the launch for the launch part.
Okay.
Of the catapult.
Yeah.
So that's what we used to do.
What I'm doing is I'm collecting some air rifles and stuff, and basically tinkering with 3D printers, and started some resin printing, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm low on. I got my last 2 spools of filament are on the printer right now, and they're almost done.
Yeah.
So by the time this print is done, I think I have to stop. I've run out of filament again. But apparently IC3D are supposed to be shipping this week or next week, and I should get it pretty fast once they do. So hopefully I'll
filament.
Yeah, I've gone through about 30 spools of filament.
Yeah, but also the
Allegedly.
filament to buy in the Netherlands is the cheap ones are like really crap. So what I do is sometimes buy it from outside the Netherlands, but they changed the rules by buying stuff outside of the Netherlands. The import tax will kill you these days. And what I do now is buy it from Amazon. And basically, because Amazon got some kind of rule from a whole EU, I don't have to pay import tax.
Yeah. Sergio, are you Millennium HVAC Services, by the way?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's what.
If you are, and I believe you are, I have to say a big thank you for the donation from last week.
Yeah, that's Sergio.
1 second, guys.
Everybody's going.
But you're going to bed, Matt.
I'm gonna leave too because I'm falling asleep. What?
Okay, guys, hold on 1 second. I'll be with you 1 moment.
All right. What did you say, Dennis?
So I thought you were going to bed.
No, that was the other one.
I thought
Who
that
was here?
kicked off the whole vampire conversation. You said you were going to go to bed.
I'm falling asleep.
No.
I'm out, guys. Later.
See you, Tom.
See you later, Tom. I definitely thinking about to buy some resin from Anycubic. See if I can get a deal from that. I want to get the emerald green and find a red one, like an see-through red. I would like to have.
The semi-transparent reds.
Yeah, maybe. I think
Anycubic have one. Yeah, I don't know if they have the semi-transparent. Do they?
And then I can paint the lips and the dots white and the teeth white. That is it.
Who makes that one, Dennis?
I think that's Anycubic. I'd have to go in the other room and look at my resin stuff, but that's the. I'm pretty sure that's them.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. Let me look real quick. I think I still have some left.
Because I'm down to my last bottle now. I need to buy some next week, and I only have enough printing for 2 days. So, or 3 days max, if I push it. Vincent, we can't hear you.
Which resin do you use?
I'm using Elegoo ABS Lax.
Okay. Yeah, I started using Eson from the beginning, and I like it. I had no problems. Yeah, Eson resin. Only I don't know how much you pay for a liter of resin because
about 32, 33 pound, like a couple of weeks ago, and now since I checked a couple of days ago on eBay, it went up to like £45.
Yeah, it's gotten very expensive in the UK.
Oh,
Wow. 36 a liter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten really expensive. It's not so bad here, but shipping costs are driving the prices of everything up right now because everything's gotten expensive to ship.
I think it might be Elegoo, Matt.
You know that they don't
right.
even, if they don't even ship you, like I have a resin printer that's coming in for me in for a review. That's a nice red though. That's a lovely
Yeah, that's
red.
nice red too. I mean, it's
Here, let
probably
me put
fine
that
too
full
like
screen.
that.
No. Show again full screen, so everyone can see it better. Yeah, that's a lovely
nice.
color.
That's a cool color to build to print one of those material balls for the sword of Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Yeah, but like with the cost of everything getting more and more expensive now, shipping, like in the past, I've had resin printers sent to me, and they'd send a bottle of resin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't send the resin anymore. They tell you we can't ship it to you anymore. Because new restrictions don't allow resin to be shipped by air. Resin must be shipped by sea. And if they don't have it already in the country, and on top of that, the cost of because of the weight of it, they don't want to ship it anymore.
I don't know if there's a bottle in with this Hallet or not.
No.
I need to get it done, get a video done on it.
Yeah. Chances are there is no bottles of resin because was that shipped to you by air? Or they come from Amazon, through their Amazon store?
Amazon store.
Yeah. Well, they don't include it because they can't ship it by air. And the box doesn't look like there's room inside it for the resin. So most resins don't come with it anymore now.
Yeah.
They used to. Now, if they have an Amazon store, they'll ship it to you as a separate bottle if they're going to send you some.
Yeah.
So you should reach out to them and say, guys, look, are you going to give me some resin to print on this thing? I have a resin coming in, and I know I have some resin of my own here, so I'm going to use it on that. Oh, by the way, Sergio, as I said a while ago, thank you for the donation last week. It's very much appreciated.
I talked to a company that wanted me to their new company. I don't want to say the name, but they offered me if I go to their Amazon store and buy it, they give me a refund if I leave a review. And I'm like, no, I don't do this.
A lot of companies, well, let's put it this way.
A lot of companies just
a lot of companies do that, but here's the requirement. The requirement is, hey Ron, how are you?
Only good.
Well, no.
Hey, Ron.
If the requirement is, you can still say what you can be still 100% honest. Then that's okay. But if they don't allow for that, and if they have a requirement around the refund, what you say to them is say, look, you refund me before I do the review of it.
Yeah, but I think it's illegal in England to
it's illegal. It's against. Like that. Okay, that's not illegal in the UK or in any country. But what is it's against Amazon's terms of services.
They just took tons of people killed a bunch of stores and everything for doing it.
Yeah, they're closing down stores who are doing this. Yeah. So they have to be very cautious because if it's found out, and I know you won't tell Amazon, but if it's found out that the company is doing this, what will happen is Amazon will shut down their store. So what they should do is, if they're doing that, like they don't have to get you. The reason why they want you to buy it first is they want on their system you to be marked as a certified buyer, someone who really bought the product, so that you can actually do a review. But they can ship to you direct from their Amazon store, and they just pay the fee, right? Whatever the fee is. Mm-hmm. But they can do that, and some do that, but others don't. And the reason why is they want you to be a certified buyer of the product, and then they're refunding you. But if Amazon find out, if Amazon find out, they say we'll refund you if you give us a good rating, then they'll breaching terms of services. If they're just refunding you because you bought it, the machine because it's more convenient, and they're refunding, and you can say whatever you want about it, I think that doesn't breach their terms of services. But if they say if you give us 5 stars, we'll refund you the money, that's a breach of their terms of services.
That's why they don't do the refund through Amazon anymore. They're all starting to pay you back on your PayPal and stuff.
Yeah.
Because then Amazon can't track it unless somebody tells off on them.
And that's why a lot of companies try to connect you through Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Facebook Messenger, a lot of companies reach out to you through Facebook is because Facebook, there's so many people on Facebook, in especially in the 3D printing community and so on, in the maker community. It's a great way of linking up with companies and then linking back to you, right? I have a few other avenues that I use as well to deal with companies, but that is a great way of you keeping in touch with them because they have the support groups out there for the products and so on, and they can find people out there and advertise. But if they have a requirement of a quality response, a quality rating for a refund, they've broken terms of service. But I think if they're just giving a full refund, I don't think you are, because they're basically saying you buy it there, it's more convenient, we just pay you back for it, and then you can say whatever you want. That's one thing, right? But so as long as they haven't told you, Matt, that you have to give 4 or 5 stars, then I think you're okay. I think they're okay, and it's not so bad.
Yeah.
I personally don't buy through Amazon and get a refund. I haven't.
I don't either.
You can do it as long as they don't have a requirement on you that you have to give them a high rating.
Yeah, I have similar principles like you have.
Well, it's not principles. It's not principles. It's just the way I decided to go. And like you, I know others who do this, and it's fine because they get refunded before they do the review, not after, before, right? And because that's done, then it's fine. It's above board. That's okay. They're not saying I'm holding this over your head until you give us a good rating.
Yep.
As long as they don't do that, you're fine. If they do that, they're in breach of terms of services, and it's their stores in jeopardy, not your account.
Which all leads to the fact that you really can't put much stock in Amazon reviews anymore.
I would question reviews on Amazon reviews, because a lot of people who are ordinary users who get offered free stuff for free for doing a good review, they'll do it to get stuff for free.
Yep.
People who do reviews like we do, or some of us do, that's a different story, because we test
the product.
We actually put the product through testing, and and our goal is to give our honest opinion, right? Yeah. And if it doesn't perform, we're gonna say it doesn't perform. Like in my live unboxing now, I have no problem with Creality machines, right? Generally, I don't have a problem. I have the new Ender2 Pro, brand new. They just launched. It's on their website, and I recently commented. I've been testing it for over a month. I've leveled it once in a month, right? So it's got a magnetic bed, so it's easy to take on and off. So you don't have to re-level it each time. But if someone came around to me and said, we'll refund you afterwards, no, because that means they're going to hold it over my head if I don't. I'd insist on being refunded before I actually do any review of the product.
If you give a bad review, you would never get your money back.
That's the problem, you see, and that I do not agree with. That is a breach of Amazon's terms of services. Yeah. If something's crap, you need to call it out. Like as I said, I have the CR10. I have the CR10 Smart that died day one, live on stream. It died, right? I had words with. I got it through Banggood. That's not bad. I was some of the 5, depending on how detailed the report is. I'd consider some of the 5 stars as well. But I have I'm waiting on Banggood for for a month and a half now, almost 2 months, to send me a replacement board because the board was bad. I basically threatened them today. I said, "You either turn around and send me the part that I need, or I'm going to be done with it, and I'm just going on to social media. I'm going to tell the world how bad your support is. I'm not attacking the product. I'm attacking you as a company because you're selling a product and you're not standing by it."
Yep.
And I basically read them the riot act today on their through their support system and their chat program, and I'm going to call them out Saturday. If I don't see it by Friday that the part is on its way to me, I'm going to call. I said either send me the part, and if you don't have any spare parts, send me a replacement printer.
Yeah.
And you can take back the old one.
Exactly.
That's what I told them. I gave them an ultimatum, and if they don't have either either solution ready for me by the weekend, I'm going to out on social media and I'm going to do a video talking about Bang Bad, not Bang Good.
Yeah. I got a love-hate relations with Creality. My first.
Well, I have an Ender 5 Plus. It's a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
It never fails. I mean, this thing prints and prints and prints and prints, and it prints some more, and it never fails on me.
Yeah.
I have it could be maybe a cheap knockoff?
Sorry?
You think it could be like a cheap knockoff? Like
no, it's not a knockoff. No.
The board
no, they can't. They are a quality reseller.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Ender. I have the CR10 Mini.
Mm-hmm.
Prints like a champ. Always has. Yeah. I have the Ender2 the Ender2 Pro. Prints fantastic.
Yeah.
Never an issue with it. I put anything onto it, it just prints. Yep. Right? So I don't have issues with quality machines. I like quality machines. I have no problem with their machines. I got a bad of it a bunch. But if you're going to sell something, you better stand by it and support it.
Yeah, of course. I got the Ender2 Pro about 2 years ago now, and I had a bent bed from the beginning. So I switched it out for a mirror. I glued a mirror on there, and I've been printing for 2 years. Had to change out the V-rollers because they were completely worn out. And that's the only thing I had an issue with. No problems. A friend of mine bought the normal N3, the first generation. Problems from the beginning. I told him, you know what? I will take it over. Let me tinker with it. Change out all the rollers. Change out a lot of parts. Basically, almost build a complete new printer. Couldn't get it running. Every time layer shifting. What happened later on, because I had too much stuff to do and I'm working on my driver's license. I told my cousin in another city, you know what? Because you work with drones, you will do some stuff for me. I will give you my printer and fix it. You got all the spare parts. You had everything laying around because I bought it already. Gave him the printer. Took him 2 days to fix it and found out what the problem was. The original and the board was basically damaged. We had another board in, also problems with it. So we switched it out for a big 3-tech board from me. The first time we blew up the board because we did the wires wrong from one of the stepper motors.
That would do it.
we had a direct drive system on it, and what happened was we didn't know that. We're still learning. We bought an extension cord from the motherboard to the direct drive system, but we didn't know
that crossed over.
You had to snip 2 middle wires and you have to twist them.
Yeah, well, you can take them out. You can actually pull them out of the connectors. There's a way of taking them out of the connectors and put them back in again.
Yeah, but we didn't know that. So we bought an extension cable, took the original wire out, and put it in. So the wires would twist. Blew up the stepper system from the big 3-tech board. So he bought a big 3-tech Mini, built it in, it's printing fine.
Well, yeah, that's my problem right now. What I have with my G-Tech Mi Creator 2, I need to have a new board on it. Mm-hmm. And I need a new board on one of the other ones I have, the longer.
Oh, okay. So, the longer, they're a nice machine too. Well,
Yeah.
my Ender 5 Plus, I've been using it as stock, other than changing the hot into a micro Swiss all metal. I've been using stock, and I've finally decided that I'm going to switch out the board on it and make it a silent board.
Mhm.
And this is the Mini E3 V2. That's what is going into it to replace the board. I just need to buy a new screen because this will not work with the old stock screen. But this is going into it to replace it. So I eventually it's busy right now. When it's not busy, and when I'm not busy, which is rare, but when I'm not busy, that board and a new screen will go on that machine, and I'll can make it a silent printer.
Yeah.
Because even when the Z moves, you hear it screeches every time the Z jumps because the bed is so heavy. So it's the steppers that are screeching because of the 8-bit board. So I'm going to switch it out to the 32-bit board and be done with it.
I'm at that point now that I need like a CR10 size printer. So I'm looking and deciding what to buy in the near future.
Well, the 5 Plus is a 350 by 350 by 400, and it's really good.
Yeah. But is that with that cloud based or
Which
normal?
normal with the SD card.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have many spare parts because I have so many printers. If one of my printers fails, I have others, right?
Yeah.
But and then over time I'll get it replaced. I'll get it fixed unless I need a specific printer for a specific reason. Now I do have hopefully later before the year is out. I do have a big bed slinger coming my way. That's a 500 by 500 by 600.
Wow.
So that'll allow me to do my R2D2.
I love my S5. It just,
I don't have an S5.
It just works.
Yeah, so this is a really big bed slinger, and I may even have a 700 cube coming in.
Wow.
Maybe that's a possibility. Then that discussion's happening.
Yeah.
You notice how quiet Kieran is if he's not on the stream?
Yeah, well, he's not giving me a hard time. I think he's in the
like
office.
Little mouse and chat until you get him live.
I think he's in the office. You see, so he has to behave.
Okay, he has to
when Kieran's in the office, he behaves, and he does give people a bit of a hard time. Like he gives Tripod a hard time all the time, but that's fine. But on stream, but I like when Kieran comes on stream because it's fun, you know.
He was trying to pull your weight on Tim's stream last night since you didn't show up. So,
oh, and did he do a good job?
Yeah.
Come on, Kieran, you slacker.
He gave it a good shot at it.
Kieran is slacking off, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to fix that.
Yeah, my issue is I don't have a lot of space, and I don't want to put a printer in the living room. I want to keep that separate.
Well, I have a basement, and my basement is a finished basement, so I have big heavy industrial frame shelving units is where I have put my printers on. They're not solid tops. They're like that, but they're not solid tops. They're open. It's an open grid. So because a lot of the printers have fans underneath, so it allows really good air circulation through them.
Yeah, I need to redo basically my desk here because this one is curved, and what I want to do is build a normal desk, but like an L shape, so I can put my screen here because I got 4 screens here.
Yeah, well, you don't want to put the screen over the radiator because it'll overheat in winter.
It's never on.
Even in winter?
No, it's not on because that television gets so much heat, and if I get everything running, I've got a server, I've got a PC here. If my printer is running and the screen's here, it's too hot. This television, it's in 42-inch, and if this one is on, it's like a freaking radiator.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference between us, Kieran. My doors might lock from the outside, but at least I'm not scared of my CFO.
G-Tech came out with a resin printer.
It's about time. They've been talking about it for about 4 years.
Yeah.
But that's the one they're doing.
I think.
Yeah, but isn't that the one they're doing the Kickstarter for, isn't it?
I'm not sure. They keep it really secret. They even didn't tell me nothing.
It's a Kickstarter, I believe. I think they're doing it as in Kickstarter. Somebody told me they're doing it on Kickstarter. No, I could be wrong, but I thought they were. But yeah, they haven't done one, and they haven't done one ever. So it's about time.
Yeah. So
I hope she doesn't watch the stream, Karen. You'll be in more trouble.
So basically, if my desk is done, I have to print a mount for my ham radio that needs to be over here. Because my antenna is already outside, the 7-meter high antenna on the rooftop. And I have to put my radio back because it's off for the past 6 months.
Yeah, what you need is some printers with lac enclosures. You build a lac enclosure, IKEA lac enclosures, and then you can put some printers in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and
because they
also
work really well for small printers.
I have issues with moisture because if you can see the door there, that's my shower, and
that's not good.
Comes out, so that's an issue.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You need a dehumidifier in the room then.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've got an old air system here from when I was still growing some plants because it was allowed here. So I had a vacuum system with a filter, and it's still here. And I use that in the summertime when it gets so freaking hot here.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, my wife is the opposite, Kim. My wife is very quiet. She's the total opposite to me. I'm loud and boisterous, and she is not, unless I piss her off, and then she gets loud at me. But that generally is. But that's okay, right? At that point I deserve it, right? But she is much quieter than I am. I'm the one you can hear from 4 blocks away, you know. And
I'm the same.
Yeah.
No, I'm alone with my son. So my ex left with my daughter, and I haven't seen my daughter for a year. She calls me sometimes, and so basically I've got 4 rooms to sleep in, and my living room only for 2 persons. So
that's space. 2 rooms for printers.
That's exactly.
The other one I gave to my son for tinkering. He's got his own little room.
Yeah, cool.
Because he needed his own space.
Yeah, of course. Especially if he's into tech and stuff like you are, and then
he wants to learn it. But the problem is with his ADHD, its concentration is so far away. And like, put a spool of filament on the printer. He opens it, walk to the printer, and then he's off.
Vincent, does he play lots of video games?
Sometimes, but he watches a lot of YouTube videos on his phone.
All right.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah.
A phone.
But well, no, actually, but he's good though. He plays games a lot, and he plays with his school. Even his school has an esports teams where they play video games together. But he's a swimmer. My son's a swimmer.
Yeah.
So he's on a swim team. He's on 2 swim teams. But he plays a lot of games, and he's on his phone all the time. But he does well in school. When it's time, he knows when it's time to knuckle down. That's it. It's time to knuckle down to get work done, and he gets it done. So.
My son is the opposite. He sucks at his Dutch language. English, he can even speak it better than me. It's awesome when you hear him speak. It's like he's 40 years old and he's got 30 years experience. It's crazy. And
but some people are like that.
Yeah, the rest of his lessons and everything goes okay. Only his Dutch and his math is like all over the place.
Yep.
And because he's 2 points too low for Dutch, he's not allowed to go to the next class. So he's going to a special school That's basically the same level, but the classrooms are smaller.
So to get more attention to help them bring
Yeah,
them back
yeah,
up.
and no schoolwork at home.
Because they do it unsupervised by the teacher.
Yeah, so a
Well,
little bit longer
if
days.
that helps them, then fine. But it's
My daughter
some
did that.
people
Yeah.
like when I was in school, I hated math.
Hmm.
I hated math in a big way, right? Especially the more complex math. I really hated it. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Because here's the reason why. When I was young, I was a big science nerd, but I didn't like the mathematics involved. Because you had to learn formulas and that was it. And you did the math by the formula.
Yep.
That's boring.
Yep.
Right today, if you want to talk trigonometry, I can explain how we use trigonometry in astronomy. Now it makes sense to me because I have a practical application for it.
Hmm.
I can explain, like, there's a whole pile of math that was actually created around astronomy, and it explained planetary motion, all this kind of stuff, right? Calculating the distance of distant stars using parallax, right? Using all of this kind of stuff makes the world of sense to me today. But
Yeah.
you just gave me a formula in school and I was bored with it.
Hmm.
But if you explain how it works, why it works, how the math gets you to get your answer, now it means it makes the world of sense to me.
Yeah, I can
It's
see.
about how it's well, in my case, it wasn't taught to me in a way that I found interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But now that I'm older,
That's
it
what
makes
happened with my
I'm
daughter.
interested.
Yeah, my daughter was the same. She was at special school also, and at lower school they always told her, "Yeah, you're never gonna make it, this and that." She did 4 years here. She left there. She did 2 years welding at a very, very good graded place here in the Netherlands. That's basically worldwide. They did build submarines and everything. She got 2 years welding, aluminium, and everything. Passed. Um, she went to another school building props for movie sets. That's what she was learning for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Passed, and now she is going to another school, and she's basically going to travel all over the country, learning stuff from other movie stuff. And she got ADHD, and they always told her, "You're never going to make it. You're never going to make it."
Because she found an
was
area of
bored.
interest and a
Yeah.
practical application
Yeah,
for it.
exactly.
So
And that's
it's
the
the
same
same.
with my son.
Like my father, right? Like today, if you ask anyone to do the sine or cosine or something, they have to get out a calculator. Because calculating that on paper is tricky, right?
Yeah.
My dad would do it in his head.
My mom
He
is
was
the
in
same.
construction.
He's like blah 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 blah.
My dad was a
blah.
carpenter, and he'd calculate the pitch angles and so on of a roof, and that's how they're using cosine and so on. In his head, he'd calculate it out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
my
if
mom
you
is
find a
exactly the
practical
same.
application for it and a use for it, then it becomes easier. And if it's taught to you in school in a way, like if someone came along to me and told me, explained calculus to me the way it was when I was in school.
Yeah.
If you tell me Isaac Newton created calculus to explain the orbital periods of the planets, now it made a whole world of sense. And he showed me how you use calculus to calculate orbital periods of planets because I was into science.
Yeah.
It would have sunk in, and like I'd be a math whiz, or when I finished school. But no, it was formulas on top of formula on top of formula. So we need to change. Not every teacher's like this, but we need to change how we teach. We shouldn't be teaching kids to pass a test, which is what they do.
Yeah,
We should be
exactly.
teaching them the practical application of this stuff, because then it makes the world of sense to them and they can see a real use case for it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Like,
what I've
I
been
teach
telling for a
science like
long
that.
time. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to a more comfortable chair, so I'll see.
Okay,
y'all.
Dennis.
See you, man.
Take
All
care
right,
of yourself.
Dennis. Not seeing you.
Yep. See
All
y'all
right.
later.
Ciao.
Yeah, that's the problem with the schooling system. Exactly.
But every
It's
schooling
too
system
bored.
is like that.
It's too bored for
Well, yeah.
this generation.
So as I said, let's see here. I still have my original log table slide rule. Yeah, so it's like the way I look at it, like I'm a science nerd. I like teaching people science and talking about science to people of all age groups, right? From adults all the way down to young kids. If I can explain and show science in an interesting way to people and they get it because it makes sense the way I show it, and it's fun, they'll remember it forever.
Exactly.
And that's what we need to do with science.
Yeah, that's happened with me. I was a dropout in school. I stopped school when I was 16. Started working at a carnival attraction through whole Europe for 8 years. Came back, built motorcycles, and basically after that, I was a stay-home dad for 16 years. Was teaching my kids, but I was bored at home. So what I started to do, I had no diplomas. I did volunteer work at a special needed school for children, basically boys from the age 12 to 19, I think. 19 to 18, 14 to 18. And
okay, I'm going to
they
show
were,
how I show science in a fun way.
and I teach the children, and until this day, when I see them, and that's about 10 years ago, they still recognize me that I gave the lessons. But the problem in the school system here was because I did volunteer work and didn't have diplomas, the volunteer work, I was allowed to work there. But I wanted to make it my job because I liked it. And they basically told me, yeah, well, you're not going to do that because you don't got any diplomas. So you're not allowed to get a salary, this and that. And so I basically stopped doing it.
So this is how I explain some physics, right? This is one thing, and I did this last weekend. I'm going to show you a video because the event is called, and I'm going to have the audio on.
Yeah.
But it's called Astronomy at the Beach, and I did last week. We did a virtual astronomy at the beach, and I did a physics presentation at it. And I'm going to share my screen, and I'm not going to play the audio because I'll be demonetized. Even though I'm not monetized, I don't want to be dinged on it later on.
Mm-hmm.
So let me share my screen. So there's going to be no audio here. So at first, this is me. Let me hit play. I have the audio. So when you're playing a single note, this is called a Rubens tube. This is me in the background. And I'm playing a single note in a Rubens tube. And you'll see that change in a moment.
Is that with the vibrations of the
It's
sound
actually
wave?
showing this is showing what's called a standing wave, where you have a wave that goes out, bounces back, and the two waves overlap each other and create what's called a standing wave in the gas. So watch this, a single note. You see the high and the low?
Wow. It looks like an equalizer from a radio.
Exactly, because the gas is representing the sound. Or this is right. So you have the high pitch areas, and then you have the dips, the peaks and troughs in sound, right? That's a single note. So this is me explaining it. So as I change, watch this, as I change the tones.
Wow.
So as I change the mute, it's a single clean note, but as I go up and down in the frequency of the sound, you can see that actually changing to match the sound I'm playing. Here, you might hear, I'll turn on the sound because this is plain sound. Here, let me go back.
You see the gas represent like the standing wave right here? There's a little bit of one here. We go higher frequencies. Now we have standing wave here.
You can't hear it very well.
So the frequency
I'm trying to.
overlapping, bouncing up again, back up, and it's creating these high points or standing waves. The higher I go, as I move it, you see the plane dancing over and back, basically the frequencies. Now, but you could
Sounds almost like a xylophone.
Well, it's actually just a pure tone though, out of a speaker at the side.
You did the speaker inside of the tube?
The speakers are here at the side. This is a speaker.
Oh, over there. Okay. Now I see it.
You can build it into the tube, but I just use an external one.
But does it react on the
So
bass
watch
or
this. Wait, this
the
more
high
complex
note?
sound. Wait.
Okay, so let's go back to YouTube.
I was playing the music off YouTube.
Liam, worst case, you could sing for us.
That's one of the guys in the Zoom meeting that I was doing a presentation.
Computer generated.
Watch this.
Wow.
Don't burn your eyebrows off.
This is fun science.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how I like to teach science.
That's what's need to be done. This is interesting.
So that's how I like to teach science. So let me find something more with bigger sound.
If my son sees something like this, he's like...
So they're all talking. Well, it's back at the observatory. Actually, the opening riff of that is better. Let's play the opening riff. I won't play long because I'll get dinged for it. Watch this.
It gets really nice, clean tones. Now, rock music and modern music is not as clean, but
that's me in my garage, by the way.
Does really, really, really well. Is there any questions right now, by the way?
That right now.
Okay, that's this. Okay. We are on a Zoom meeting, live streaming.
And I know this is going to react with in a big way. So let's bring on.
The opening riff of this song is fantastic on this. Watch this.
Advertising. Thanks YouTube for advertising. Freebird. Wait now, skip.
Hey, Freebird. Hey, man, I'm good with that.
You can see the different...
Really nice tones in the guitar riff.
Yeah. You can see it very clearly.
So that's how I like to teach science.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. If they did that when I was young, I will stay in school.
That's what I always liked science, but it was never taught to me in that way. But when I can take something in physics and turn it into a display, an experiment that looks kind of cool, and people get excited about it, that is the way I like to teach science.
Yeah.
Take care, Sergio.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Good night.
Especially nowadays because the younger generation gets so much information from YouTube and everything, but there's also a lot of fake information and false information.
Yeah, but as I said, but see, this type of stuff, this is showing the cool side of science.
Yeah.
That science is not boring. Science is fun, and it's worthwhile doing because it's not just theory. It's not just doing. It's about when you know how A works. I'm I'm a serious science nerd. If you know how A works, you can turn this into something that can be shown and displayed. Like you cannot see in a gas, you can see a standing wave, but with this you can.
Yeah,
you can actually see the standing wave. So, like I do a lot of stuff with lasers. I know you probably did in school with gas tubes, and you diffract out the light to see the different types of gases.
No,
I actually have those. Well, I have those here.
Because in the Netherlands, the schools with science is almost non-existent. Now these days it will be a little bit more because
let me show you.
The Netherlands were more technical side, like building bridges, dams, and that kind of stuff. But the science part was very difficult. I didn't have it at my school in my time.
I have a whole series of lasers with different frequencies. This is 450 nanometers laser. That's a 450.
Wow.
I have, and I got all ones at different. I have about 4 or 5 of them at different frequencies, and I have the gas tubes, and I have UV lights and stuff. I have fluorescent and phosphorescent materials. Like I have stuff like the show, like there's difference between fluorescent and phosphorescence. I have.
So Matt, you still awake?
Yeah, I'm still awake.
I have stuff like this, which shows phosphorescence because it's white, but if you energize it with a laser, I'm using the wrong laser, am I? I happen to pick up the wrong laser. Yeah, I get it. I have to get another more powered laser, but you can excite it, and this will actually glow in the dark because it's phosphorescent material.
Okay.
So, and I explain why it glows, and I explain so phosphorescent is glow in the dark, fluorescent, will get super like you've seen fluorescent yellows and greens and so on. They're super bright, but they're only super bright while the light's shining on them. When the light goes off, it's gone. But phosphorescence stores energy and releases it over time. But I explain all of that, but I explain it and make it look in a cool way. Like, do you know tonic water?
Nope. Yeah, tonic water. Yeah.
You know tonic water. Do you know if you shine a UV light in tonic water, it'll glow blue?
Yeah.
That's because of the quinine in the water. Okay. That's fluorescence. The quinine. What happens is that the energy of the light goes into the UV light, energizes the quinine, right? The quinine vibrates a little bit, so some of the energy of the light is lost. So the light it emits is in the blue spectrum because the amount of energy drop from ultraviolet down to blue is used up in vibration, and it creates a little bit of heat in the quinine, very little, so the light that's given off is a blue color. But I explain all of this to people, and I show it to them. One of the tricks I do, especially when there's kids there, I show all these chemicals, and I show the laser reacting, and I show the tonic water glowing blue. I don't explain to them it's tonic water. I'll be talking away to them, and as I'm talking, I'll go, and I'll reach down and I'll get one, and I'll drink it. It's actually the tonic water, but they don't really know that. They think it's a chemical and drink it. Then afterwards, I explain, it's okay. It's actually only tonic water, and I explain that tonic water glows. The others you cannot drink, but this one is actually safe.
Okay.
But I do stuff like that, it makes it fun for the kids.
I've got a question because how do I get my son to teach him stuff? Because he loves, like, if the machine is running, the 3D printer, he loves it when the stuff comes out of it. So last time I was working with him on Tinkercad, and it took him about 4 minutes, and then he was off. And
Tinkercad is nice and easy.
On the model for his model rocket, because he wanted to build this. Yeah, I've got a wireless one in the closet, but he wanted to build one himself, and I had a lot of spare parts laying around. So I told him, why not build one yourself? Because he wants to tinker around with models. The models that I've got for him are too small for now. So I told him, why don't you build model rockets? Because I did that years ago, and I know the parts are not this small that he cannot hold it, or you need a microscope or something for it. And told him, let's build our own launch controller. And I told him a little bit, and I'm drawing, very easy. And then he's like, yeah. So I said, we can make it on the 3D printer. Yeah, cool, let's do that. And the moment that I started up Tinkercad, and he knows Tinkercad, but he tried it before, and after 4 minutes, he left.
Well, you need to find something I'm assuming you need to find something that he finds engaging.
Yeah.
So, and then that's always a challenge. But if you find the one thing that they engage, or something that they're excited about, that they want to do more of, that's always a challenge. As I said, it was like that when I was young. It was always science for me. I didn't like the math side of science, but I enjoyed science itself, and I did the math because I had to. But the one thing I find about math is not always hard, but math is like playing chess. It looks boring, guys, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. Are you going, Matt?
Yeah, I'm really tired now. So.
All right, go get some rest.
That's why I asked him a couple of.
Yeah, I might have to just lay down for half an hour and then I'll be up again. So never know, I might be back. So.
Well, if we're back before the top of the hour, then okay. Because at the top of the hour we'll probably be shutting down in about 30 minutes or so. 30, 40 minutes.
All right. You guys
so
have
if anybody
a good
wants
night.
to come in and chat, the link is there. I just posted.
Yeah, please. What's with Kieran? Why he's not in here?
He's in the office today.
Ah, what a good excuse.
Yeah, he's in the office.
He doesn't work. His office is at home with his
he's not in
wife.
the office every day. He's only in the office some days.
Bye, non-fam.
So see you, Matt.
See you.
I think that's the one I was looking for. Yeah.
So that's a thing that I'm trying to learn him, because I got ADHD, but they found it out at a very late age, and he's got it too, but so as low grade that he doesn't need medication, and his concentration to keep his mind on something is very, very difficult, and I'm trying to stretch it out and teach him. Like if he likes something, he can focus for hours. And he wanted to build model rockets and everything, so I bought him his stuff, got him the model rockets, and we were building the launch controller. And basically, what I said in Tinkercad, 4 minutes, and he was gone. And he didn't touch anything for the past week and a half. So I'm trying to teach him to get him longer concentrated on doing things.
Yeah, this is the batteries in this is low. That's why it's not working. This is the 405 nanometer. That's the UV laser.
If I buy one of those,
they're hard to buy. These have to be purchased specifically out of Canada.
Okay, because these are highly illegal in the Netherlands.
Yeah, no, these are bought out of. Well, a UV laser would not be, because it's not in the visible spectrum.
No.
The green lasers are depending on the power. Are like in the UK, you can buy a green laser for 1 watt, or no, 1 watt. In the US, you're allowed 5 watts. Now you can get higher powered ones, but you'd have to in the US, but you can't buy it as a single unit. You can get somebody who will take it apart and ship it to you, and then you can say it's spare parts.
Yeah,
and then you can assemble it yourself.
Yeah.
So there's ways around those rules, but it varies from country to country. Now in the US, as I said, 5 watts is the maximum, but if you get the parts, you can actually put it together yourself, and you can have a 50 watt laser, or higher. But
will you not burn holes and stuff if you use it?
Depending on the laser beam and the frequency of the light, like you can get green lasers that will burst black balloons, but it won't do it to red. You can get blue lasers that will cut through, that will actually set a match of light. So it varies a lot depending on the laser beam and the wattage. And the material they're aiming at as well. Like some things just will not burn no matter what. So guys, the link I just posted, if you want to come in and join the chat, you're welcome.
I've got a question for you. Did you ever build your own printer from the
yeah, I've done a few.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I've done a few. I've been contemplating for a while about doing a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, but if I'm going to do something like that, I'd have to do Core XY, because and I'd have to do it in like the Voron style, where the bed doesn't move.
It's like in.
But the X and Y and the Voron style, the bed is stationary on the bottom, and the X and Y axis is what moves up and down.
Something like an Ender2 box model.
No. It'd be a box model, but the bed would be stationary.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Kieran, take care.
See ya.
So, have you ever seen the Voron design?
No.
Okay, the Voron design has the bed on the bottom stationary, never moves. It's fixed.
Okay.
It never moves ever. And the X and Y axis are actually on the Z rods, on the Z screws, and the X and Y moves up and down. So your print head is what rises and lowers. The bed never moves. So for each layer, the X and Y axis moves up. The bed never shifts at all.
So if I'm correct, you got it like an Ender 5 style. It goes up. Only instead of the bed going up and down, your nozzle goes up
Your
and
nozzle
down.
head,
But then,
your X and Y axis, the nozzle head moves up and down.
Okay.
If you look up Voron design, you will see it online.
That's different, man. Never seen that before.
There's a lot of people like the Voron. Then you also have the design, which is the bed drops, but for a big bed like that, it'd be too big to do a bed drop, like a Z dropper. A bed dropper for a 1 meter would be way too heavy, unless you went with really heavy NEMA 23 industrial steppers and really heavy gauge screws. So I would.
Size that I'm thinking about is by, let's say, like 60 centimeters by 60. A little bit bigger than.
There actually is a company coming. Well, the Rat Rig is 500 by 500 by 500.
Yeah, that's maybe big enough.
Yeah, so you can buy them today. They come from Portugal.
Okay.
And it's a kit, and you assemble it yourself. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you've seen D with Tim, D with 3D Canada.
No.
Okay, look up his channel. I'm always on his stream. I give him a hard time on his stream because me, Kieran, and Jason, who's not here, and Tripod, we are friends with Tim, and we hang out on his channel all the time. And he's been doing a live rat rig build over the last month and a half or so.
Yeah.
He's just getting to the electronics now. He'll be starting to do the electronics. He mounted the electronics on the system, but it's a big printer. It's a 500 by 500 by 500 printer. Yeah. It's a big machine.
Yeah, because I want to start printing bigger stuff, and I had a couple of questions from people to print big characters like a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball or anything else. And
there's good and bad. And there's good and you can print big stuff on a small printer by slicing it up.
Yeah.
And then sticking the parts together, right?
Which software do you use to slice it up? Because
a lot of people use Mesh Mixer.
I'm still learning. Which one?
Mesh Mixer. A lot of people use Mesh Mixer. Okay. Some people, I think Luban can do some cut-ups. Some slicers will cut the part for you, but you'd need one that slices, that cuts it, and creates the key. Oh man! Oh.
Hey,
it's very dark in here.
You're incognito. You're on a secret mission, huh?
Stalker, he's here.
How are you?
Pretty good. I'm just getting back. I went and grabbed something to eat really quick. So
tacos.
Oh, lunch break time.
No, not tacos actually.
So you're not working tonight?
No, I am. I'm in my car right now.
Oh, okay. No. So, anything weird, wild, or exciting happening?
Nothing too much right now.
Other than your secret mission, of course.
Yeah. I mean, everything that I'm working on, I can't really say anything about because
you'd have to kill me if you could tell me, but I have to kill you.
Yeah. Basically, that's how it is right now. I have like 4 things I'm working on, and I can't really say anything about it. So that's unfortunate.
Well, I finally could come out and tell people about the Ender2, as you saw on your group.
Yep.
Because they actually posted it on their website for sale.
Okay.
So we couldn't talk about it before then. So
yeah.
And a lot of people seem to be interested in this actually on the channel, on the group, on the noobs group.
Yeah, the original Ender2 was a nice little printer. So
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
This is a nice machine.
What did you say, Matt? Ender? You and Ender?
Yeah. No, no. I'm not saying me. No. But here's the other thing. Okay, with one of the projects I'm working on right now, I have to go out and I have to buy an Ender2.
When did you buy a used one? I think Matt is frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
I was thinking. Oh, you know what? Hold on. It's because I'm connecting to the Wi-Fi. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but the problem is everybody who has one for sale has a ton of upgrades on it, and I just need a basic.
No. Go to Navari 3D Printing. Reach out to Trevor.
Oh,
he's in Florida. He's a Corelity dealer, and he gets the Amazon returns, so you'll get a good deal. And he tests his machines before he ships them.
Oh well, that's funny you say that because the project I'm working on, I'm working with him on that.
So then talk with Trev. Trevor he buys Amazon returns, and he only sells them online. He doesn't sell them in his store, but in his store he's actually a Corelity dealer. So chat with Trevor, and if you need an Ender2, then he may be able to set you up because they're probably the most popular printer out there from Corelity. And if there's ever a return, chances are he'll have one.
Yeah, and I have a contact who I can get returns, but I usually buy them in bulk, so I haven't talked to him in about a year.
Yeah, but Trevor does them all the time. I mean, he buys them a lot, but he tests them before he reships.
Gotcha.
They actually test the machines in house, so you're not going to be getting something missing half the components.
Yep.
So Matt, we finally got the other printer running.
You got the other printer running?
He got his Ender2 running.
Yeah. The original Corelity board, one of the steppers was blown up from the beginning. So it was working and it wasn't working. That's why I had layer shifting every time. Then I had another Corelity board. That one was also broken. I had a big 3-tech board from Steve that he gave me about a year and a half ago. Put that one in, but we didn't know how to do the wiring, so we blew that one up. And now there's
sounds like Tripod's garage.
Yeah, so basically there's a big 3-tech mini in there, and I did the direct drive system on it, and my cousin was working on it because I didn't have any time anymore for it, and he's printing with it now, and it's running.
Nice.
And he changed the fans out, and the thing is so silent you will never even hear it running.
Did you see what I was streaming a while ago?
I did not. I wasn't on. I was driving.
Oh, I did a science presentation the other day, a few days ago. Let me show you. Let me share my screen and I'll show you again. This is how I like to teach science to kids and stuff, right? I'll only play short because it's I'll get dinged for it on YouTube. Watch.
Gotcha. Is that fire?
Yeah.
Fire dancing to music.
I've seen some stuff like that.
That's how I teach. How I like to explain science. That's fun, and I get to play with fire. So cool. What time do you finish? Midnight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did the graveyard shift like that for a while, and like the evening shift and then graveyard shift. So it's I've actually done 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. is one of the shifts I used to work a long time ago. It's not that bad actually. But I was working for I was working for Dell Computer. No, was it Dell? I was working for Wang Computers at the time. Remember them?
Never heard of them. No.
No? Never heard of Dr. Wang? No? So Wang Computers were Wang, or around a long time, and I was working for AST computers as well for a long time.
I know AST.
Yeah. Well, I was with Wang before I went to AST.
Gotcha.
And because where the production plant was in the middle of nowhere, so we'd have foxes out around all the time at nighttime. And you know the styrofoam cups that you get coffee in?
Yep.
If you go to the glass window and you rub the cup off the glass, it makes a squeaky sound. And foxes are nosy. So they come up to the window to figure out where the sound is coming from, to try and identify what's going on. And they'd be right outside the glass facing you while you're making that noise. And they'd be listening to the sound to try and figure out what it is. So we'd actually get the foxes to come up to the glass and like we'd be in the canteen area, and we turn off the lights and we rub the glass, and the foxes come up and just stare in the glass at you. Kind of fun. Yeah, because they are naturally inquisitive, right? And they probably think it's an animal, so they want to hunt, right? But they actually do come searching around. If they hear the sound, they'll come over and they'll actually investigate it.
Nice.
So that's what we used to do on our lunch breaks. At midnight.
Yeah, about a year ago, I had a really weird shift where I was working. It was 1 o'clock, or I'm sorry, it was 11 o'clock to like 10:30. But there was days where if somebody didn't show up, I would have to stay overnight on the graveyard shift. So there'd be days where I'd be there from 1 o'clock to like 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
yeah, I think the longest I ever worked, now I mean nonstop, I was actually, remember when the Michelangelo virus hit?
Mm-hmm.
My background is IT. I was working at Dell at the time, Dell computers. Everybody knows Dell, right? But I was working with Dell in Ireland, and the Michelangelo virus hit, and it hit everybody globally, right? It was really bad. I think it was a Monday it hit. I can't remember. It was a Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. I went to work on a Monday, and the virus hit that morning.
Sorry.
And I went home Thursday evening. I went home. We had to touch. We had to touch thousands of computers, and this is the office people. 5,000 people worked there.
Whoa!
We had to touch every machine, clean up every machine across that, and then we had to go through all the production servers and clean all of them out. So I went to work Monday, and I came home Thursday.
Wow!
That was my shift, and I was a supervisor. So, like, if you got 15 minutes to nap while you were having something to eat, you took it, and that was our naps, because it was nonstop for 4 days. And the only reason I went home is because the VP came up to me, and he saw the look on my face, because I was just shattered, right, tired, and he came up to me and he said, when's the last time you went home to sleep? And I said, what day is it? And he said, it's Thursday. I said, it's been about 4 days. And he says, go home now, get out. I don't want to see you here again. And I went to bed Thursday evening. When I got home, I woke up Friday afternoon. I slept 20 hours. So that was probably the longest. Like when it's even in the military, when we come home from training camps, after a long training camp session, I've slept like 18 hours after those, because they're really hard, long training camps. Like it'd be 2 weeks,
right?
And it's non-stop go, right? So, and then when you get back after that, then all you want to do is crash. I've done those, but yeah. But actually, in an actual outside of that, when I was actually in civilian life, yeah, Monday to Thursday is a single shift. That was probably the longest shift I've ever worked.
That's pretty long.
I don't think I could do that today.
Definitely not. No. I used to be able to do that stuff way back in the day, but man, it takes a terrible.
Still going strong, Thomas. Yeah, for a small while. We're only on for about 20 more minutes, because we normally do about 3 hours. So, but if you want to come in and chat, let me repost the link. If you want to come in and join the conversation, you're always welcome. Maker Viking might come in and join us. As long as he's not over the girlfriend's house, because if he is, he'll wake her up. So, yeah. So, but I don't mind the late shift though. It never really bothered me. Now that I'm old, like I'm older than you are, so you're not supposed to agree with me. It's so readily.
Yeah, he's like, yep.
Yeah, you
It's
definitely are.
the only time I get to say that because anytime I talk about age in this place, everybody's like, "Oh man, I just hit my 30s. I feel so old." I'm like, "Oh my god, you guys are making me feel like I'm ancient."
Well, I'm 51, so.
44.
Oh, you are? You don't look it.
Yeah, I'm 44.
So I'm the youngin'. I'm 37.
Oh, you're the baby on here right now.
Yep, I just turned 37 last month.
So you must be feeling really good now compared to where you are when you're in the job.
He's
everybody else is younger than you. That's why he joins the stream, to make him feel good, because he's on with all us old guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but always remember one thing. When they start making you feel old, always remember, you're the supervisor because you're older than them.
That's right. You're just a kid, man. Yeah, compared to most of these people here, I'm kind of old. Like, I think out of
hey Steven,
maybe 70 people that are in this entire setup, I'm probably the fifth highest or fifth oldest person here.
Yeah, there's a lot of very young companies out there too, you know.
Yeah.
Like when we were in our teens, you were old when you were in your 20s. When we were in our 20s, you're old when you're in your 40s. When you're in your 30s, anything over 40 years old was old still. Once you reach 40, there's no such thing as old and young anymore. It kind of goes away.
Now everybody's young to you.
Everybody's young to you, or they're similar age to you, or they're senior to you, but you never call them old because you know you're getting there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny that you talk about that because the other day, one of the other supervisors, he's much younger. He's about 10 years younger than I am, and he was complaining because he got 2 gray hairs, and I'm like, that's just a start, buddy. I'm like,
Thanks,
you got a long way to go.
Thanks, Thomas. I always knew I could stand. I could have you. You can have my back. He says, I'm still old. He's
So he's not too old.
I come on here for the moral support. When not.
That's right.
It's all fun though. It's all fun and games. I always believe you're as old as you feel. So I'm about 72 right now.
So if that's the case, I felt like I was about 83 since I was 16. So at least my body does. So I have a weird knee disease, and it makes me feel like I'm an old man, basically. And anytime the weather changes, I know way ahead of time, and it's terrible. It's like
you should get into astronomy. You can predict the weather for the other astronomers.
I literally could. Like I'll come in here, and my right knee always gives me issues whenever the weather changes, and I'll know at least a day ahead of time. So when I come in and somebody will see, like, I'll have a knee brace on, they'll be like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, the weather's probably going to change. And sure enough, the next day it's like starts raining, or it'll drop drastically in temperature. It's basically like whenever the barometric pressure gets messed with, like my knee automatically knows what's going on, and it's just going to tell me.
Yeah, when the pressure drops, when you're going into colder or wet weather, yeah.
Yep.
2 hours before it starts raining, my knee starts to hurt.
Yeah. Yep.
You see, all of you guys, you guys should all become meteorologists, because here's the reason why I say this, right? Matt is 1 day ahead. You're 2 hours ahead, Vincent, right? So the fact that you know a couple of hours in advance what's going to happen, you already had an advantage over everybody who does meteorology, because how many times have you been told what the weather is going to be like by tomorrow and they're wrong?
Yep.
Meteorology is the only, and I'm making fun of the guys, right? Because it is real science, right? It is prediction. But jokingly, meteorology is the only job where you can be wrong 60% of the time and still be employed.
Yep. Absolutely.
If any of us did that in our jobs, we'd be fired already.
Yep. 100% true on that.
They're getting better at it, though.
Yeah.
There's an application called Astrospheric that I use. The guy who provides the data, he's an amateur meteorologist, but he's good. I mean, he's really good. Like, he helped predict the weather for the solar eclipse.
Okay.
2017, and he had it right down to the minute for all the different areas. He's really, really, really good. And he has an app called Astrospheric. It's mostly used by astronomers because it tells you the sky quality and the cloud coverage and the transparency of the atmosphere and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
But he is really, really, really good. And so a lot of people follow him who are into astronomy because he's like he says, 5 days out, it's complete guesswork.
Right.
3 days out, they have a few models and they might be somewhat converging. He says 2 days out, as the models start to converge, that's where they predict the weather is going to be. He says, but 24 hours out is where you need to be to get accurate readings, because it's all like nobody really understands all the details of it, and a lot of it is running. They all run multiple models, and they pick which one they think is the best fit.
Right.
But as you get closer to the date, the different models starts converging into a single pattern, and that's when you know you have it narrowed down, right? But so, like, his advice for something like the eclipse was, be ready to move 24 hours before the eclipse. So wherever you're staying, have your stuff packed that if in the case you find 24 hours in advance the weather is not going to be good, find somewhere where the weather is good, get in your car and drive there and stay there in your car overnight to be ready for the eclipse the next day.
Yeah.
And luckily where I was in Casper, Wyoming, the weather was good. Predicted good. But in other areas, I know people who did follow the advice, and he said, be ready to drive 100 miles in any one direction, is what the advice he gave. And some people did it, and they got images of the eclipse. Other people didn't, and they got some clouds during it.
Right.
But he gave great advice, and that's why I have his app, and I follow him, because for the next eclipse in 2024, I'll be following his predictions for the next eclipse.
It's not Tom Skilling, is it?
No.
Okay.
No. What's his name?
He's like one of the best meteorologists out here, at least.
No, this guy. Let me get the app open. I think his name's in the app. Then the app is called Astrospheric.
Okay.
Let me show you. I'll bring it up on screen. What they show you. Like, he shows the clouds where you are. He shows the cloud patterns by hour, sky quality, space station passovers. He gives you details on the cloud cover, the sky transparency, the seeing conditions, the wind, temperature, dew point. Nice. But he's really, really good. And the app only goes out 3 days, because beyond 3 days, it's guesswork. He won't even try it.
Right.
And it's really, really good. So as you move through the different hours with the slider, the details change. So let's say I come up here and I move this.
Right.
So the details down here. So tonight, cool. Tonight late, the transparency will be above average and the seeing will be above average, which is fantastic time for astronomy. But it's only going to be for about 2 hours.
Right.
So it's a really, really, really good app.
Nice.
And that for other than your knee, if you want, I like this app for astronomy and for weather forecasting because we base our observing sessions on that. Thanks, Jerry. Yes, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for those who are out there still, if you haven't already done so. You can always jump back in, Jerry, for the last 10 minutes if you want, if you're available.
Yeah,
So what-
I'd like to stick around, but I got to get back to work here in a little. So I'll catch you guys around, and thanks for having me on, guys.
You're always welcome, sir.
Yeah,
You're
man.
always welcome. You know that.
All righty.
Take care.
Easy.
Don't work too hard.
Yeah, I have the problem, and people always think that I'm crazy. Then I was walking in the woods on the other side of the Netherlands, and at nighttime the no city lights was very dark, so basically you could not see anything. And I was telling them it's going to rain in about 30 minutes. Oh, you're lying, you're crazy, and believe me, it starts raining in 30 minutes, and not even 30 minutes. It started opening up, lightning strikes, and after that it started raining because I'm asthmatic, and when the moisture goes up just before it starts raining, I notice it because the pattern of my breathing, and also my leg starts to hurt, my knee starts to hurt.
Well, I don't have any aches and pains in joints, but and it doesn't affect my breathing in any way. So Jerry, that my jack, I take it in and out and use it. Oh, here he is. He's coming in. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, what's going on? I'm back.
He's back.
So the jack in my printer, I don't use it all that often anyway, because a lot of stuff I use I can actually engrave where it is. But yeah, it does stay in its place because it's got rubber legs underneath it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people. I was reading online about them. I got the little 4x4, and I've heard different people saying that when they're doing this and that they tend to crank themselves down and not stay in position.
I haven't seen that with mine.
Okay.
But I have to admit I don't use it extensively. A lot of what I do is done on the flat surface.
I've already taken all the stock guts out of it right now, which is kind of a pain because now I have to use a jack to burn anything on my CO2. I want to cut out the bottom to make room for the great big rotary. But then again, I'm thinking about taking out the whole bottom to make it a 12 by 24. But then I have to gut the whole unit and reconfigure everything and
move the power supply and everything.
And reconfigure it. There's only one video there's one site I've seen online yesterday, and I've seen it a long time ago, where one guy did it and talks about all the steps he went through and what he printed. I haven't seen extensive videos or DIY about it.
A lot of people, they tend to, instead of going that route, they just upgrade and buy a bigger machine.
Yeah.
So
for 50 watts, $2,000, that's a 12 by 20 through Omtech.
Yeah. So. But well, you can get them cheaper than that. But if you get through Omtech, you get the support and guarantee with it.
Yeah, you get at least a year or two guarantee, and it comes out of California. And I got mine in 2 days. You don't have to worry about it coming from overseas and getting broke, damaged, whatever.
Yeah. So. But you can get them cheaper than that online.
Yeah.
You are running the risk of damage in transportation. Yeah. But generally, though, the bigger machines are taken care of better and packed better.
Vincent, are you in the lasers or anything at the moment?
Sorry?
Vincent, are you in the lasers or anything at the moment?
No. I'm thinking about it because I'm started doing the model rocketry for laser cutting wood and laser engraving for people that uses airsoft stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about it, but yeah, I'm completely flat broke at the moment because I spent about 7,000 euros in the past week and a half.
Okay.
Yeah,
you got a new girlfriend?
Sorry?
You got a new girlfriend? That's why you're broke? 7,000 euros?
No. I'm alone. My ex left 3 years ago and left my son here, and took my daughter with her, and I'm completely, basically the past year, I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Took me a long time to get above it. So, and I lost my job 3.5 months ago.
Where do you live in the UK?
No, he's in the Netherlands.
I live in the Netherlands, near the city of Rotterdam.
Okay.
Yeah, his expense has been his learning to drive, And in the Netherlands, it's very expensive to get a
I
driver's license.
paid almost 3,000 euros for my driver's license, and I'm working on it at the moment.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I didn't know it was so expensive.
Yeah, here
it's also because of the gasoline. The gasoline prices now here is almost 2 euros for 1 liter of gasoline. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Well, we pay what? Just over $3 for a gallon.
Yeah, I think I paid $4 last week. I got like $30 or $40.
Yeah, I know. I think I paid 3 something here in Michigan for it.
Hold on, I will take a look. A gallon was 3 point something, I think.
Well, here it's one of these days we'll have electric cars and we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's 3.7 liters or almost 3.8 liters.
Yeah, so basically that's almost 8 euros.
Yeah, so it's half that. It's less than half that price here, or about half the price, depending on which state you're in. The price will vary from state to state because different states have different taxes and so on. So it'll vary from state to state.
Has Andrew S. been in the background? Andrew S.
Here?
No.
No, I was just wondering if Andrew S. has been here in chat anywhere. Yeah, Andrew
I haven't
S.
seen him.
Focus when they had the giveaway here recently. Andrew, I didn't watch it. And besides, I don't need the printer, but Matt won their Focus printer from them. Andrew S. won a bed, but they can't ship to wherever Andrew lives. So Andrew had it shipped to me. So it just came in the mail today. So thank you, Focus. Thank you, Andrew S. He won it to me, had it sent to me.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been on. I haven't seen him on.
Well, Saturday when I have my hangout, I'll mention it then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I really want to
bed.
get a laser.
Nice.
I would really want to get a laser cutter, but yeah, it's not at the moment.
But there are limits as well. In Europe, there's certain power lasers are not allowed to be sold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like we can get 5 watt lasers and stuff here. I don't believe and 7 watt output lasers. I don't believe they can get those in Europe. I think there is a restriction on the highest power diode laser you can sell in Europe. That's why companies like Artur and Comgro and so on ship to the US first. Well, because it's the biggest market, first of all, but there's also limitations. And hey, yeah, Thomas is thinking about getting a laser. So it depends what you want to do. If you want to do cutting or just in burning surfaces, and we make you decide between a CO2 and a diode laser. Diode's a great place to start, though.
Liam's done a lot more work with his K40 and his diode than I have, but I have a K40 and a diode, and I bought my K40, and then Liam bought a K40. He done a lot of stuff. I tinkered. I got so many different hobbies. I kind of tinker with different things, different weeks or months. A diode laser is nice. It's very easy to set up, and it's quick. A K40 is a lot faster. If you want, you can do a lot heavier jobs with it, but it's a lot more work. You got to have water, and you got to have this, and you got to have that. And it's a lot more involved. It's almost like having a hobby, like having a fish tank. There's a lot more steps you have to do. It isn't just plug it in and go. Where diode lasers plug it in and go, but you can't do what you can do on a K40. And that most of it that you can do takes a lot longer. You can't burn as fast.
Yeah, but also, most CO2 lasers don't support full pulse width modulation. They support on or off at different temperature, at different settings. Whereas a diode is better for grayscale images. A CO2 is not good for that because it's on or off at that setting, especially a K40. They don't because the tube is either on or it's off at a voltage. It can vary it during with a single beam, like a diode can. So the advantage of a diode is if you want to do like burn an image onto a piece of wood or whatever, a diode is better because it fully supports full pulse width modulation of the diode of the power. You cannot do that with a CO2. It's at 11% or 10% or 6% and 5%, and it's on, and it can change it. It's hard to change it during, so it doesn't properly support PWM. Even if you go with the expensive boards, it still doesn't give you full PWM. It simulates it, but it's not the same.
So what kind of laser do you need to basically cut acrylic?
A CO2 laser.
Okay.
A K40 or something like that. You need. You can potentially cut certain types of acrylic with a high-end diode laser, like a 5 or 7 watt output. 7 watt is the highest output you can really get with a diode, unless you're using 2 diodes. Then you can double up on the laser output. I mean, some are offering 10s, which are 2 5-watt lasers. Beams.
I know that when you etch glass and such, you have to paint the surface or mark it or something so the laser can burn it.
Because of visible light.
I'm wondering, instead of using paint, I wonder if I could just use blue tape and burn through the blue tape and do it the same way. It'd be quicker to clean. You just peel it off.
Yeah, that should work.
And then,
but the problem is you have to go raise slower because blue tape has a thickness to it.
Yeah.
Paint goes on with a really microscopic layer, whereas blue tape you have to burn longer in an area to get through the tape to get to the glass underneath.
The wine glass, I used blue tape, the top, the bottom. I sprayed all the way around it outside with spray paint. But then in peeling it off, I had to go get my SOS pad under the sink and scrub it for a while to scrub all that paint off. And, but it worked, but it's just a little bit of effort getting it all off.
The what are it called? The magic erasers from
I know, yeah, Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean work really, from the Jerry show, and either that or a bit of acetone on a cloth and wipe it right off. But yeah, so you do have to prep it. But you would have to go slower because you'd have to burn through the tape as well, and you're burning an adhesive.
I do have some acrylic in the garage, different various things. I'm gonna go ahead and tomorrow, probably, if not tonight, get some pieces and practice etching it and or cutting it so I can see what I can do.
You could, you won't be able to etch clear. You will be able to etch colored unless you coat it with something, because a blue laser is just in the spectrum of visible light, and that's the reason why visible light will pass through a clear object. The CO2 is beyond our visible spectrum, so it doesn't matter what it's going through because it interacts.
I watched a video yesterday where a guy had stainless steel underneath his diode laser, I think it was. He had acrylic on top of it, and of course, the beam went straight through it. It hit the metal, which slightly engraved the metal, and the reflection burned the acrylic.
Yes.
On the bottom side.
Yes.
So when he picked
but you have to invert your image. You have to put it down there and invert your image and use that because it's a reflection of what you're basing it off of.
Yeah, I was confused on that. The Louisiana hobby guy, Rich, he was on last week, and he was converting his images. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at that on the screen. I shouldn't have to invert. It's going to burn just like that. But yeah, it was upside down. It was inside out.
Yeah, because it's a clear acrylic, and what you're basically doing is you're actually using the heat created by hitting the metal, not the reflection, the heat as it actually embosses the metal. Mm-hmm. That's actually that's what's being reflected back into the plastic to etch it.
Yeah, I have my wine glass here somewhere. I'm finding it. I'll show you.
Yeah. As long as you paint it with something, then the energy is concentrated on that spot and it can't pass through. That's why you don't need that for a CO2 laser, because the energy is invisible to the spectrum and will react to the glass, and it's high enough energy.
Yeah, what I'm working on in the background at the moment is my brother had a company that did retro gaming and restoring pinball machines. His company went belly up, but we still got the space. And I'm talking to him and thinking about it to maybe doing some space there for like small tinkering work with a laser or like a 3D printer, so I can rent it out, and some modeling and stuff.
That came out nice.
That's backwards.
I noticed, yeah.
When you're drinking it on the inside, now it says Comgrow because I had it backwards. The other side is upside down. But it done good, but I had to paint it black. I had black spray paint on it.
Yeah.
And then I burned it.
And a water-based paint is probably the best.
And yeah, I have acrylic. I done that on another test piece. And then when I went to the dollar store, these are only $1 a piece. These are awesome for $1 a piece. So get all your supplies at a 99-cent store whenever you work with your laser stuff. They got all kinds of goodies for $1 a piece. So
what non-fan? What do you mean by use a liquid PVA glue? Oh, you mean mix the dye with a PVA, but it has to be a really dark dye, because the lighter the color, Like if you use a blue ink with liquid PVA, like wood glue, which is PVA glue, right? Some wood glues or some paper glues are based like that. It may not work, so it need to be like a really dark color. So that's why they recommend using black paint.
Congro's videos, they've been taking a magic marker and scribbling a magic marker on everything clear. And I took some paint that I had, some acrylic generic paint.
Yeah.
And I painted it on, but it was uneven, it was thin, it was thick, and the spray paint was a much, the layer was.
It's an even coat, yeah.
Even coat, and it covered 100%.
Yeah, well, that's why they use the magic marker, because the black marker goes on and it's a black surface.
And then
so
Rich says he takes a wire wheel, the Louisiana hobby guy, he takes a wire wheel whenever he etches anything on glass, and he hits with a wire wheel to clean out all the little bits of shards of glass. But the hand scrubby that I had, the little SOS pad, I think that was abrasive enough that it cleaned off anything that might be on it. So I don't think there's anything that's going to come off on it. I scrubbed it really good with that.
Yeah, as long as you don't scrub so hard that you actually scratch the glass again. So whatever, like, do you ever see the washing pads with the green on one side and the foam on the other for washing? One of those would do a good job because it's slightly abrasive to remove, because what you're doing, you're actually fracturing the glass. You're causing it in that area to break and shatter in fractures in tiny amounts. So you will have shards left over. That's why you have to scrub it afterwards.
And I'm surprised I haven't had a layer shift or anything go wrong with that CR10 behind me. Usually when I do prints that are 100-something hours, something always goes wrong. But hey, it's doing its brains right now.
Yeah, that's what I say, touch wood.
That's something I need to get, that size. Oh, by the way, I was looking up how much a gallon costs. It's $9.30 for 1 gallon. Yeah.
This is at 160% in resin. It's Spawn, straight with his mouth open. I'm printing out on my CR10 at 500%.
Nice.
Whoa. Which color?
It's in red and pink back there.
Oh, okay.
That's been going for 4 or 5 days now. So once I get all done, I'll be doing a video about this. And I'm actually going to paint it on the video. That'll be part of it. So I got the clown and then Spawn. He has 3 different heads. That back there, I'm not going to print the base to it. I'll probably make something else for it and have a great big version. That'll be for me, and these other ones will be for my son.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to do the base. Are you going to? Is it just too big?
I may do the base on the Hypercube or the CR10 Max, maybe. I don't know. It'd be it'd be awfully big. It's got.
Yeah, you'll have to cut it up, and you have to cut it up to print it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use Idea Maker. That will slice it for you.
My headset is beeping that it's a low battery, and it is a little bit past 4 o'clock in the morning here. So.
Have you been to bed yet?
No.
Yeah, I'm going off to bed.
Oh, and then you get it back up about noon, I bet.
No, tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, then I'm awake.
Oh, wow.
It's always
He's
like
a
that.
glutton
But
for punishment.
usually in the afternoon or after dinner, I will sleep for about an hour, and then I can go on for about another 10 hours again. And
yeah, I can't do that. I can't sleep in the afternoons because it drains my power, my energy.
The problem with me is I've got medication and stuff. They found out that I have gout on my feet, so it's hard to walk sometimes. And because of my medication, what happens if I eat like one sandwich or something small, it feels like you had a really big meal, and then something happens in your body and I fall asleep. I can talk to you and 5 seconds later I'm gone.
Yeah, you have to eliminate a lot out of your diet when you have gout. Anything that that's heavy in uric acid.
Yeah, and we are working on a diet plan because I lost about 21 kilos last year.
That's 40 pounds. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was over 160 kilos.
Oh, sorry, no, that's 10 pounds.
21 kilos is 42 pounds. 40.
Is it double? Okay.
Yeah.
So was it double or half? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, double. Yeah, double.
So, but that's a lot. But because uric acid is what causes gout, because it actually it ends up residing in the joints, and that's what causes the pain.
Yeah, that's a very big issue because I love to go hiking, and I cannot. It's non-existent, and so I started medication, and got stomach problems now, and everything, and I live on the fourth floor, so and I don't got an elevator. It's 9 flights of stairs. every day.
That's good exercise.
Yeah, but not if you got a bad day.
Yeah. No,
Try
but
to
yeah,
try
the
to get
uric
your
acid
virtues up.
crystallizes in your bloodstream
Yeah.
and settles in your joints, and it starts with your
Exactly.
feet, is where you first
Yeah.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and what is happening most of the time, we are trying to find out which kind of food it happens, and I found out with green beans, most of the time it happens at the moment. So
Yeah.
so I'm leaving the green beans and eating other stuff, and taking a look. And at the moment, for the past 2 weeks, it's less and less.
I love French cut green beans where they're sliced up real thin.
Yeah.
I love them, but I don't like them whole wax beans where they're not sliced. I
Yeah.
can eat tons of them if they're shredded, but I can't eat them. I don't like them if they're not.
Yeah. So basically, those beans I'm not allowed to eat.
Well, it's a
That's
process of
basically-
elimination. The more of them you take out, actually, coffee helps.
Yeah.
Because drinking coffee actually helps flush the fluids out of your system. It's a diuretic.
Yeah.
And actually will help wash the uric acid out of your body as well.
Yeah. So what I'm doing at the moment is changing my diet, and I want to lose another 50 kilos at least. So I want to go to 90 kilos and then look from there, because I don't want to be the steps too big, because it takes too long then.
Do you have any duct tape?
Nope.
Oh, well, that would help. You'd help lose some weight.
Yep. Yeah, that's my problem, because I live at night, and my diet is not like I'm eating bad food, but always too much. Like Chinese food or yeah.
Well, too much takeout is not good. It's going to be good for you either, because they have a lot of additives.
Well,
to the
I
food.
do a lot of green stuff myself, but it's always too much. And what happens then is, like, I'm sitting here for 14 hours, and just simply forgets to eat. I'm so busy with a project, and then 14 hours later, I'm like, holy hell, I'm hungry, and I eat the completely fridge and clean out the fridge.
Well, I found when I was young about you're talking about green stuff. When I was young, I was never a big vegetable eater, but I've kind of gotten into it as I got older. But when I was young, I was always told that you should eat lots of vegetables and so on. And I always argued, and my argument was, first of all, greenery can't be good for you. And my parents would say, why? I'll say, do you ever see a skinny cow? And that's all he eats all day. So this is the type of logic I used to use when I was a kid.
Yeah, cows don't get exercise. They just kind of just stand there all day long.
I know. Yeah. Look at me. I sit here all day.
Yeah, so it's difficult for me, because I love to go hiking and stuff, and it's very difficult to do that now. So yeah, I still have to change my diet and lose weight, and we will see what happens in the next year.
Well,
and that's why I started 3D printing, to keep my mind off stuff.
And I actually, the one thing I will say, and like there's a couple of other guys who come on the stream here will validate. People who have health issues, who have like PTSD and all this other stuff, they find that getting into 3D printing gives them something to focus on that helps them with their therapy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Milan will tell you it helps a lot. Jason has said that he knows guys who have suffered with it, and 3D printing has helped them.
Yeah.
Because they had something to work on and concentrate on, and it's creative.
Yeah.
It's an outlet for them to help them deal with it. So
exactly.
There's a lot of therapy can be involved in actually building and designing and making something.
Yeah.
And even if it's not 3D printing, if it means teaching someone about like how to cut up a piece of wood to make something, or painting, or anything like that, where they can have a creative outlet, that helps a lot, and they use a lot in therapies.
Yeah.
So anybody who's struggling with stuff like that, find a hobby that gets you to actually be involved and to make or design or create something.
Exactly.
when everybody was working with hand tools and so on, and you grew up on a farm, the chance of someone having those issues, they never really showed up that much because they were doing this all. So it's like self-medication. It was self-help, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And today they are using more and more of it in therapies.
Yeah.
So it's good to get people who have such issues involved in a hobby like this.
Yeah.
Because it does give them that creative outlet. It helps them an awful lot.
For me, I started 3D printing because I was bored out of my skull every night after my ex and my daughter left. And I started 3D printing. I found Matt from Akuma Mods. I found him on Facebook when he was live streaming. And about 6 months later, I bought my Ender. And I started 3D printing and didn't know anything about electronics. And I'm still learning, of course. And then I bought a couple of LEDs, bought my first soldering iron and my lab bench power supply, and started from there. And basically, little by bit, and started drawing in Tinkercad, and now I'm working on my painting skills, and it keeps me busy, especially in the weekends when my son is gone and I'm alone.
Well, yeah. What do you think, Jerry?
I'm just listening. Yeah, I'm retired. I've been retired for what, 7-8 years now, and I'm into 3D printing. I got into it a couple years after I retired and bought one printer, and I told my wife, "No, I won't get another one. I don't need another one." And then a couple months later, it's like, "Man, this is taking too long." So then I bought another CR10. And then Nellis Auction here in Las Vegas had a bunch of Ender 3s marked down. You bid on them against other people. Amazon returns. I bought a bunch of Enders, and I got this and I got that. And then, I have my group 3D printing and painting. It used to go by other names. And then I had my YouTube channel for a long time, but I just didn't do much with it. And then for about the last year and a half now, I live stream every week, and I enjoy doing it. When I used to go live, I'd get really nervous. The minute I'd come on camera, I'd get a really sharp pain in my back. It would just kill me, like adrenaline or something. And after a couple of minutes, it would go away. And I finally got over that, and that don't happen anymore. But I love helping people, talking to people, and it's a lot of fun. And right now I've got many resin printers. I've got 3 lasers, diodes. I've got an MPC and C I built in the garage. And I'll probably be buying one Friday or Saturday. I'll come from ComGrow on Amazon. And yeah, I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of models. What you see behind me, most of it's in boxes in the spare rooms. Because I had too much junk everywhere. I boxed it up in big Home Depot boxes, and I put it in other rooms. So, yeah, a lot of fun.
You'd never think that when I was younger, I was a quiet guy. I was really quiet. The military got me to come out of my shell because I had to yell orders at people as I moved up in rank.
Yeah, Ron retired in 2009, he says.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's 12 years retirement.
I had a lot of health issues though. As soon as I retired, when I worked construction, I'm working 5-6 days a week, go 100 miles an hour all day long. Then I retired. It's like, wow, this is cool. I don't have to do nothing. But that got old really fast.
Yeah, his headphones died.
Okay. That got old really fast, and then my body started falling apart, and then I had surgery and a bunch of different health issues. Take care.
Yeah, Vincent has to go. His headset is dead.
So
yeah, but Ron has been living the life, he said. Well,
yeah, I'm waiting until I turn 62. When I get my Social Security, then I can actually start living, because right now I'm barely getting by on my bills every month. So anyway,
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to if I want to retire. I think they'll have to force me out wherever I am. They'll have to force me out.
If you're happy doing what you're doing, there's no reason to, because you got to think about it. What would you do if you weren't working? If you can manage everything in your life fine, you don't need to stop.
Well, the only reason why if I retired, I would have to do something. And unless we had plans of stuff to do, what I would end up doing is I'd probably find a planetarium or something nearby like that, a science center. If my job said you have to retire, I'd probably find a science center nearby or something and go work there. Because they're always looking for people.
Oh yeah, I measured earlier. I took a tape measure from my garage to where my modem is in one of my bedrooms, and I found a Cat 5 cable long, I think a Cat 5 that plugs into the modem. I found one long enough that'll reach it. So now I just got to go back up to where I ran my wires through the wall for my security cameras, open it back up, and refeed that into the garage so I can take my backup computer and put out there.
How long is the length again?
It's like 35 feet.
Oh, that's not that far.
And to test it, I laid the cord on the floor. I plugged into the modem into the computer right next to it just to make sure it would work okay. I ran a speed test, and my numbers were 879 down and 35 up, so they're fine.
Why is it less up? It should be equal.
Up is always slow here in Vegas on cable. It's always
over the internet, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
I mean from point to point. I meant from point to point internally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jason's on fiber, and he has really super high numbers, but there's no fiber where I'm at. And I know Maker and a lot of people around the world, they pay a lot less money than I do and got speeds that blow me away.
Yeah, I'm on cable too, and I'm doing I know one of my buddies. He lives in a different town, and he has fiber, and he's got gig up and down.
Yeah, I only
or
have
less than what I'm paying.
Gig down.
No, he's got gig both directions.
That's great.
I
pay like $125 a month, and I have my phone and internet cranked up really high, and I did that for live streaming only.
Well, I'm paying the same amount as you are, but I'm just for internet only. Because I work out of home 100%, I have paid for business internet.
Okay.
In my home, I don't have any. We don't have phones really in the house. I have a VoIP phone that I install myself, but I have I put in business internet because they have an SLA with me that if it goes down, they have to have it up within a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's required under contract. So I have sometimes if you have an outage, they might say, "Oh, we'll send someone in 3 days to come out to you." If I have an outage, I have someone out within 4 hours according to contract.
My laptop is too slow to stream from, or actually my wife's old laptop, so I'll take my backup PC. It's an i5 2500K with a GTX 970 overclock card, 16 gigs of RAM. I used to stream from that with green screens a long time ago until I moved out into this room.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, something like that. Anyway, that'll be the one I put in the garage. And that way I can stream out there while I'm working with my CNC stuff.
You can stream and manage your CNC on the same machine.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Make sure you turn off when you're doing anything on your CNC. Put your computer into presentation mode, so it doesn't go asleep. So it doesn't because normal mode in the computer will actually will slow down the hard drives and eventually put the machine into sleep mode.
Everything is turned off on both computers. They won't go into sleep mode or nothing.
Yeah. Well, you can set the modes and you can change them, but they're especially on a CNC, because if it goes into sleep mode, what happens is even if the machine doesn't go to sleep but a locked screen, sometimes in locked screen it actually powers down the USB ports. It locks the USB port.
What programs are you talking about that were good for CNC? Okay, of course I've got Lightburn. But
let me get you.
I'm not sure what that CNC is going to come with, but or I can go to the groups and search what people are using. But
you can. Well, depends on what you're trying to do. Are you doing
which one?
Easel. Most people use Easel. It's free from Inventables. I think Easel is free. Let me just double check. I believe it is free. Oh no, Easel is free for 30 days. Sorry, well, not Easel.
Well, I want to use whichever program is the standard that everybody uses, like Lightburn for lasers. I want to use whatever is the standard for CNC.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the names of it. Well, what a lot of people do is they use other software to create the G code, like Fusion, and then they use what is it called? Is it called Free CNC?
Fusion, you can burn straight from Fusion, I believe, right?
No, you have to pay for Fusion to go to manage.
Okay. That's too much money.
You can generate the G code, and you can use something like FreeCAD. Not FreeCAD. What is the name of it? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It comes with the CNC. There's a version of the software they give you with the CNC.
Okay.
That's like free. It's like Laser Gurble, but or it's called Open CAD or something. I can't remember. Let me remember them and I'll send them to you.
I'll look online. I'll check YouTube.
Yeah, but there are a few of them out there, and basically what you want is you only want to send the G code to the printer, right? And that's all it's doing is reading the G code and streaming it to the CNC machine. Easel is great, but you have to buy it. But if you try for the first 30 days, you'll like Easel, but you do have to buy it because that will actually do your cam, what you want. You want the cam software is what you want to turn to run the machine. Some people like FreeMill, which is free. Not all the functionality is there, but a lot of the functionality that you need.
Remember how you had to help me set up the DIY laser with that board?
Yeah.
I'm going to probably order another one, and then I'll probably have to go through the same thing on my MP-CNC. And also, I have a power strip on the CNC that it has a port that you hook up to the control board to power it. So when you want the CNC to come on, you can already have it turned on because it's an aftermarket Makita mounted on it. It goes to this power strip down here that's controlled by the board. So when you fire it or turn it on, it powers that. It initializes the power strip.
Okay. But you on your external, on your big CNC, you will have to manage the speed of the spindle.
Yeah.
Externally. Here comes trouble.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Where you been?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
You've been gone for a while.
Yeah, I've been really busy with my my first job and my business and 3D printing and doing a lot of different projects. So I haven't been around lately because, hey, it's been summer, Got to spend some time outside before it gets cold.
Cool. Yeah, I seen you at a concert recently. You posted on Facebook.
Yeah, we went down to Louisville for the Louder Than Life concert. Got to see The Hue. Let me see, Seether, Skillet, Pennywise, Judas Priest, and Metallica.
Cool.
And Breaking Benjamin. So that was a pretty fun time.
Yeah.
What's up, Liam? How you doing, bud?
Busy, and busy.
Aren't we all, right?
Yeah, I've been busy with doing a lot of Toys for Tots, but I kind of slowed down right now because my last 2 spools are running on my last machine. Once they're done, I'm out of materials until I get more material in.
I'm also $8 spools.
Sorry?
I saw on Facebook there was a company advertising $8 spools.
GST 3D.
Yeah.
Florida PLA Plus.
Yeah, PLA.
Yeah, I was actually going to buy some of that this weekend. Actually, I was going to order some. But how long is the lead time with them right now, Jerry?
I don't know. I ordered 10 rolls from them, then I got low, and then I ordered 10 more, and then right after I ordered the 10 more, the price went way down, and I still got quite a bit.
Yeah. So
don't feel bad. I'm running out of resin myself.
I don't. Well, I have some resin that but I have a printer coming in for review in the next week or two. I'm guessing. I haven't got the shipping number yet, but they said they ship it to me this week. But there's a lot of and I probably have some more printers coming in as well between in the next next month or two. I hope.
Nice.
But the CNC is fun, Jerry. You can do a lot of creative stuff. I showed you some of the stuff I've done, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get really creative.
CNC, I don't think you have showed me much.
This is the CNC machine. I have a 3018, the small one from Artur, the Arufo. Okay. Did I show it to you?
I want a Glowforge.
I don't think so, but we're live right now, and people.
I can show you right now. Let me get it.
Yeah, we'd love to see it.
And it's not working. It's actually sitting out here. One moment.
So I saw you got back into printing some more spawns there, Jerry.
Yeah. I've seen some pictures online. My son really liked them of the clown and spawn, and one where he's got his mouth open, screaming like this one.
Yeah.
So I printed this at 160%. The body I kicked sideways to maximize the anycubic mono, whatever the hell it's called, and printed that at 160%. And the clown I have done. And then I've got this head on the printer behind me back there on the CR10 at 500%.
Oh, nice.
And that'll be done by morning. So I'm going to be printing this human size right behind me.
This is not light. Okay. This is the Artur Arufo 3018 CNC.
I think I've seen some videos on that. It looks like a nice looking machine.
Yeah.
It is. It's all aluminum, including this spindle head area. And actually, they have an update coming out for it soon. That I was told I would get I would get the updated additions to it. I think there's some changes they've made, so there's some updates coming. But this is what you basically are gonna what you're getting is basically one of these.
It's just front to back.
The only difference is, you're going to have it look at it this way. Your x-axis will go left to right.
Yes.
So it's a different orientation. It's a good machine. It's heavy. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit.
Share your link. Ron wants to drop in, I think.
Oh, sure, Ron. Let me post a link here. Just give me 1 second.
I got something here that I wouldn't mind showing.
So click on that link, Ron. You should be able to join. Just make sure you mute your YouTube before you join.
Make Chewy big. Let's see what he's got.
So I bought a whole big collection of these from an artist that made a bunch of them. I think it's on Cultist. But
Chewy's got a Chewy.
Yeah, I got a Chewy. It's just really cool. The base, it all comes apart, but there's the base.
What's he holding?
Well, he can hold multiple different things. I mean, I can hold, he can hold a cell phone.
Oh, cool. Put him in a kitchen counter. He can hold a banana.
Well, this is what their intended purposes are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're controller holders is what they are. So he'll hold a PlayStation. He'll hold the Xbox.
I can't see anybody.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron. How you doing?
He's got like 100 of these different characters.
I can't hear nothing either. I'm going to try going upstairs.
So I bought pretty much like 90% of the collection that he has. And he also gave me access to be able to use his photos for my website, so I can be able to put them on my Etsy and my website.
Cool.
And I can actually, he gave me permission to, sell my prints. I just can't sell the files. So, but he gave me permission to sell the prints with no royalty. So, I'm actually in the process of printing a bunch of these and all the different kinds. And we're going to go to, we're going to start hitting up like craft shows and stuff like that and sell these controller holders at the craft shows.
Nice. So that's Ron is going to try to get back in again. Let's see if his video connects. I'm waiting for him to connect. He popped up, but there's no video stream.
And then I also made this. This is a autism awareness bear. And I'm going to be selling these as well at the craft shows. But they're going to come unpainted, but they're going to come with a little thing of paint and brushes as a painting kit because they usually use painting and coloring for autism children to help them focus.
Echo, turn lights on.
So I made this little like awareness bear, Care Bear for autism.
Hey, Ron, you hear us?
I can hear you.
Good. How are you?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we see you now.
Oh, well, yeah.
How you doing?
Let's see. I'm trying here. I'm on my computer now.
So how is life?
Life is good. I mean, it's hard right now, but it's good.
So what projects are you working on?
What's that now?
What projects are you working on?
I'm printing a bunch of Halloween stuff right now. I've got
me too.
A craft fair I'm going to on the 10th, 10th and 11th of Saturday and Saturday, I think, with 9th, 10th, something like that. I'm try and sell some things. Hopefully
that's what I do. I've been
dollars.
making little pumpkins and ghosts and stuff like that.
That's 8th and 9th of next month. That is.
What was that?
The Friday is the 8th and Saturday is the 9th.
So it's the 9th and 10th, then Saturday and
That's
Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday then.
Yeah, actually, Friday the 8th is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I'll probably be out with my telescopes.
how young are you gonna be?
I'm turning level 43. I'm leveling up to
You're
level
just
43.
a young lad.
Yeah, but my wife for my birthday, on my birthday is actually a show that we're going to. She bought tickets for me to go see Rodney Carrington live at the casino here. So I'm going to go do that on October the 8th.
You're in Vegas, are you, Chewy?
No, I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
And then so we're doing that on the 8th, and then on the 9th I'm getting Star Citizens having their big Citizen Con, and I'm going to be. My wife's like, okay, I'll leave you alone all day Saturday. I'm like, all right, awesome. So she's leaving me alone, and then Sunday I'm going to go get my granddaughter that Sunday, and we're going to keep her for the rest of the year.
All right.
That's a busy weekend.
Sounds like it. Yeah, for me it's well, I'm busy all the way up through to with up to November, and that's when we have to turn over all the toys, and then other than that, I've 3D printed a staff, the components for a staff for somebody.
I think I'm gonna get in here a little better.
Can you hear us now?
That's good. You do toys for tots.
Can you do me a favor and let me see here?
You want me to repost the link?
Send me that link again, or I guess I can still click on it.
You can still click on it, but I posted just in case.
I'll get there. Hold on a second.
Yeah, give it 30 seconds.
Comgrow went live earlier. They're still live. I'm not sure.
They are?
Yeah. It's like they're on Facebook. I imagine they're probably on YouTube also.
Oh, okay. You have YouTube open. Mute your YouTube, please, Ron.
Like they're on Facebook. I imagine they're probably on YouTube also.
Oh, okay. You have YouTube open. Mute.
Oh. So, yeah, I 3D printed some little ghosts and some pumpkins and stuff like that, little baby pumpkins and stuff. I'm going to sell them at a craft show. So I've been trying to crank those out on my PO Polys. I still have one printer down, though.
Okay.
I think it's the video controller board on the back of the PO Poly where what the screen plugs into. I think that's gone bad.
Why?
Well, I mean, the screen was going bad anyways, but it was going bad as in through use, you know. So I went to go replace the screen, and I didn't realize that they sent me a different kind of screens than what they normally would send me. And so they came with different cords, but they didn't look any differently. But I guess there was a code on them that was different, and I plugged a new screen into an old cord, and I think it caused a short in the controller. Because now I've tried multiple different brand new screens. I've tried multiple brand new cords with the correct cord. I have updated the firmware and everything. I still cannot get the screen to work whatsoever. So based by process of elimination, that's my next step test is that piece. So I'm just working my way backwards.
Okay. Cool.
What I need to do is I need to take my ohms meter and go see if I can catch see if there's data going through to that.
I'm gonna get going, guys.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes to see if Ron pops in again. It looks like he's having problems. If not, I'll wrap it up in the next few minutes because we've been on for 3 hours 40 minutes roughly.
Well, I'm dumping you to go over and watch Comgrow.
Well, maybe I'll dump me as well and go watch Comgrow.
Take care, Chewy. Take care, guys.
All right, I think we wrap it up. I might go over and see what Comgrow are up to. All right, Chewy. Thanks for dropping in.
All right, thanks, man, for having me.
Take care, man.
Later.
To everybody else, thanks for hanging out with me for this long, almost 3 hours 40 minutes. I'll be back here Wednesday next week, so come hang out with me, please. Like, subscribe, ding that bell if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next week. And remember, Stay safe, stay healthy, and guys, stay printing. Thank you, and have a good night.